When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas from Atmos Energy. It's efficient and reliable energy that's essential for today and generations to come. You can count on affordable natural gas to help you save money and keep you comfortable while fueling your dream home. So make the smart choice and talk to a builder today about including natural gas. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
Pick 6 for $19.99 is the perfect meal for two.
I can't believe we're on a date.
Oh, I'm just here for pick 6.
Imagine what our kids would look like.
I don't want to have kids with you.
6 kids.
6!
Pick 6!
Wait, could we eat here every meal?
Yes.
All right, I'm down. Pick 6 meal for two for $19.99.
We put faith in our vehicles to connect us. We understand how important it is to have transportation you can rely on. So no matter what the road ahead brings, we'll be there, offering you and your family the support that's made Farm Bureau Insurance a trusted name for over 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Never settle when building or remodeling your home. You may think you can't afford brick, but you can. For less than $1 a day, you can own a full brick home. The money you save on painting, heating, and cooling costs, along with lower insurance, will put money back in your pocket. Go to CherokeeBrick.com to see how affordable brick really is. Spend less, save more on the look you want. Cherokee Brick. Life's just better with brick.
You'll still have common days. Put off your term papers till the last minute. Eat cold pizza right out of the fridge. Update your fantasy roster. This is not one of those days. A few weeks a year and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
My family was involved in a terrible car wreck.
They needed blood immediately. Mississippi Blood Services provided the life-sustaining blood they needed.
You don't think about this happening to your family, but it happens every day.
The need for blood could hit your family next. So don't let fear of needles, a busy schedule, or random excuses keep you from saving your family.
Another
life could depend on you.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
They come from every part of this great Magnolia State. From the foothills to the crossroads of the Delta. From the red clay through the thick piney woods. And from along the mighty river to the sea. Places with unique names and history tucked far away from the modern world. Young men from various backgrounds, few from cities, many from small towns and farms. Through blood, sweat, and tears, they become brothers. Differences put aside, displaying unity for a common mission that can not only be accomplished, but conquered. Life lessons taught on a Magnolia State gridiron where playing for crab traps, little brown jugs, and golden chickens just means more. But for the vast majority of these young men, they will never play the game again after these days are done. But for some, legends will be born.
McNair throws back, Kobe Jenkins, touchdown! And he's going deep to Jerry Rice, he's got it, touchdown! Barr back to pass, pumps to the left, 8 seconds left. He gets away from the pressure, fires to the end zone, touchdown! Quick pitch to Walter, looking for the record, cuts back, he's got it! He's out of it at 25 to the 26-yard line. Walter Payton becomes the National Football League all-time leading rushers on his second carry here in the second half, and that's the equivalent to Hank Aaron breaking Babe Ruth's all-time home run record.
Kings, they will be crowned.
Handoff Hill straight ahead, has room to run inside the 20, 10, and he's into the end zone. And the Tupelo sideline goes wild as they're going to be state champions.
Where storybooks are written.
That's intercepted at the 26-yard line. Right on the near side, 15, 10, touchdown Baldwin.
And dynasties reign.
West Point has done it again. They have won their 13th state championship in their program's history and back-to-back titles.
And where the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat meet in one unforgettable moment.
Louisville going for two. Hunt rolls right. Eyes up. Man there, too tall. Triplet goes up out of the back of the end zone. And Poplarville has done it. They have slayed the giant of 4A football.
3 days, 14 teams, 7 champions. Mississippi, it is time. Time to witness history. This is the 2A State Championship on the State Championships Radio Network.
Is that appropriate?
Yeah, it's close enough.
That's all you need, right?
That's all I need.
Just the legend Brandon, and that's it. Caleb Hamill will be down on the field, and we are set for Game 2 of a full 3-game slate today. We have not been disappointed in football at all. If you love either old-fashioned smash-mouth, low-scoring affairs, we've had those. We've had high-flying affairs last night. Who knows, other than what we've seen so far through the first 2 days, we had low-scoring followed by high-scoring. So by default, we should see high-scoring in this second matchup today.
Yeah, you would think so. You got a Heidelberg team that's coming in. They have averaged 49 points a ball game, 680 points on the season for Daryl Carter's Oiler team. In the playoffs, they only average 61 points a game. That's not too bad, I wouldn't think. On the other side of the field, East Webster, an offense averaging 40 points a ball game. And in the playoffs, 48 points a game for Ron Price's Wolverine team. So, yeah, you're right. This one could be thrown all over the yard, and it might take a while to get this one done.
You're talking about 61-9 you just alluded to for Heidelberg in the postseason. 61-9, the average score for them. On the other side for East Webster, 48-14. So neither have really truly been challenged. I know that you saw Kemper County be a close matchup in the North State for them at 21-14, but still overall, just looking at their schedule, it's been quite a dominant force for them as they come in with a 13-1 record to the Wolverines, 12-2 for the Heidelberg Oilers. And with offices in all 82 of Mississippi's counties, Farm Bureau has been meeting the insurance needs of its members at a local level. You can get more information on auto, home, and life insurance options at msfbins.com. That's msfbins.com. Farm Bureau Insurance, presenting sponsor of the State Championship Radio Network. And could not do it without all of our incredible sponsors. One of my favorite parts of Farm Bureau is that moment where they get to unfurl the banner and then find out where do they put that thing on campus. Is it right by the football field? Is it in a gym? Where do they put it?
It's got to go in the weight room. You got to find a wall to put it on somewhere in there that you can hang it up. I mean, it is a very good symbol of the fruits of your labor. And I know last night we were privileged enough at Warren Central to take one of those home, and I'm excited to see it hanging up either in the weight room or the field house. It's somewhere. I'm just very excited to see that thing going up on the wall.
Something else we're going to see today you don't normally see in the high school football field, and that is a dual quarterback system for East Webster. When I saw the stats at first, and whenever we're doing these games, we line up and we do games all across the state at this point, so we're becoming familiar with these teams, and you're thinking, well, either one of these guys got injured if you're not familiar at all, unless you do your research and you dig into a story to find out after week 1 for East Webster, they realized they needed to go to this dual quarterback system, and by golly, if it doesn't just work for Coach Ron Price.
Well, the crazy thing is, and I'm glad you brought that up, usually when they say you have 2 quarterbacks, it means you don't even have one. Not for Ron Price. He has a dual quarterback system, as you've alluded to, and they have been fantastic. Senior Cooper Stedman, sophomore Cress Averett, they've combined to UB for over 3,000 passing yards and 38 touchdowns. Oh, by the way, they're right around 63% apiece on completion rate, so it's not like there is a breakdown or any type of down when another one comes in. And between the two of them, only 6 interceptions. They both are playing at an even kill. They have done an outstanding job. They make the team go, and there is 0 drop-off when either one of these youngsters come into the ball game for Coach Price.
And then on the other side, you got Mr. Football, big deal for 2A with, of course, Chase Kraft.
Chase Kraft, in my opinion, is one of the better athletes in the entire state. We've watched him all season. He's just continued to evolve and become a player that Daryl Carter's wanted. He's really one of the better athletes in the entire southeastern United States. He's just a junior. Dynamite of an athlete, over 2,700 passing yards, over 1,000 yards rushing, 51 total touchdowns on the season for the junior youngster from Heidelberg. And I tell you, you talked about it, 61 points a game in the playoffs average. He is the fuel for this Daryl Carter Express, and Heidelberg has a lot of faith in them bringing another state title home today on the legs and the arms of Chase Craft.
One other stat that's quite impressive is shutouts by these two teams. They've combined to shut out their opponents 11 times collectively. One of those was a forfeit, so I'm not sure exactly was that a forfeit on the field. I couldn't dig enough to find out if that was an actual game that was played that they later forfeited. Either way, it was 5 at least for both teams for sure. And what's incredible is 5 in a row for East Webster at one point going into the first 2 rounds of the playoffs.
Well, East Webster's kind of flying under the radar because Heidelberg's been so dominant throughout the entire season. Everyone thought that Heidelberg was theirs to win. We have thought that maybe that East Webster was a team that could make some noise, but this is going to be a fun game. Something has to give in this contest, UB, and I'm just anxious to see what happens and how it goes.
Well, we had a third member of our broadcast team. His name is Caleb Hamill. I haven't actually looked for him. He's, of course, brought to you by Mississippi Air National Guard. Caleb, what are you most looking forward to in this matchup?
Oh, guys, I talked with Breck on the tailgate show about it. It's just the personalities that get involved. Obviously, we joke, we talk about Coach Carter on the Heidelberg side and what a guy he is. But when it comes down to this, these individual persons that are performing on the field are going to play both ways a lot of the time. They're going to be high energy throughout the contest, and somebody's going to have their name shine at the end of this one. I look forward to finding out which names we're going to be talking about most and which players are going to be remembered forever in their respective communities.
One final question for you, Caleb. Of course, 5 games in, how is the field holding up?
Oh, absolutely spectacular. I mean, you saw it yesterday. It's hardly any different. The only thing that's changed is just a little bit of faded paint. And there's nothing you could really do about it. Everything as far as the grass that the players are going to be concerned with in pristine condition.
He's Caleb Hamill. We'll check in with him throughout our broadcast today. And also, of course, he'll be catching up with both coaches at halftime and finding out their thoughts about how this one's going. It is, boy, you couldn't have drawn up a better weather day for this guy who gets to sit in an open-air booth for the day because day 1 was miserable, I was told. I wasn't here. Day 2 was a little bit better, and day 3 is turning out to be one of the best. And when we come back, we'll have continuing coverage along with our starting lineups and more here inside the Mississippi Sports Medicine broadcast booth. You're listening to the High School Football on the State Championships Radio Network presented by Farm Bureau.
Genuine Mississippi, grown and raised and crafted, made genuine Mississippi.
What started in 1847 with asphalt paving experiments, over 175 years later has grown into an industry-leading transportation construction company and materials provider. Our operations span across multiple states, which include asphalt plants, construction crews, sand and gravel operations, stone yards, a limestone quarry, as well as river unload facilities.
When the job calls for contractor-grade industrial supplies, start where the pros go. Ace Bolt and Screw. We've got fasteners for every job. Bolts, screws, anchors, and more, built to handle the toughest work. No waiting, no guesswork. Just the right tools and fasteners right when you need it. And when you've got questions, our friendly, knowledgeable staff is always here to help. Ace Bolt and Screw. Your project, our industrial supplies. Get it done right.
From our view on this farm, food security is national security. Our nation must have a sustainable food source. Keeping the supply chain moving and food on our grocery store shelves by growing the cleanest food in the world.
We're only one of thousands, but we are united as one to grow the food, fiber, and shelter you need every day because Mississippi needs us. Mississippi needs farmers, the farm families of Mississippi.
She had a good coach that pointed her in the right direction, and we were able to get to her quick enough, and she's young and healthy enough that she's going to have a great outcome.
I would say the biggest difference is just how Dr. Moss explained everything. I went into my second surgery knowing exactly what after surgery was going to look like, what during surgery was going to look like, and it just made me feel a lot more comfortable and confident with my outcome.
Back inside the Mississippi Sports Medicine broadcast booth here on the State Championship Radio Network, presented by Farm Bureau. Bryan Eubank joined up here by Brandon Davis, down on the field, Caleb Hamill. And it's now time for our Spencer Ready Mix Concrete of Jackson starting lineup. Spencer Ready Mix Concrete of Jackson provides foundation work for construction projects in Central Mississippi. Driveways, patios, house pads, and some commercial projects are available for booking. More information at SpencerReadyMixConcrete.com or by calling 601-981-6080. Brandon?
Yeah,
who are our starters?
Thank you, Brian. We're going to look at the starters for Ron Price's 13-1 East Webster Wolverines on offense. At right tackle, J.C. Grimes. Right guard, Jovi McMullen. Center today is going to be Luke Nielsen. Left guard, Caden Daly. And left tackle, Briley Misso. Quarterback, Bryan Eubanks talked about it, a dual quarterback system. Cooper Stedman, the senior, he's 1,445 yards, 19 touchdowns. Also Cross Everett, we're going to see them rotating in and out. 1,639 yards for the sophomore youngster. Wide receiver, Clark Hampton, he's a senior. LaMarcus McCurry, also at wide receiver. Also see LaKendrick Putz and also Miles Stedman in at wide receiver. The running back for East Webster is going to be R.T. Moy, 888 yards on the year. And the place kicker, one of the best in the state, Jordan Gaskins, a senior, who's had a phenomenal year. On defense for Ron Price, a 34 defensive front. At nose guard, Hayden Graham. Luke Nielsen at defensive end. Prentice Cork is going to be at defensive end. Also going to see Campbell Flora rotate in as well. At defensive back, Bryden Graham. The other cornerback, LaMarcus McCurry. Safeties are going to be LaKendrick Potts and Maud Jones. Linebackers, 4 linebackers here. Sproles Stewart, Dagan Crowley, Brody Garish, and Jaqueline Johnson. That is the starting lineup for Ron Price's East Webster Wolverines. Now for Daryl Carter's Heidelberg Oilers, 12-2 on the season. Right tackle, Landon Jordan. Right guard, Trey McGill. At center, Jaden McDonald. Left guard, Chris Bender. And Tony Lindsay, the bookend left tackle. Quarterback, Chase Kraft, one of the top athletes in the entire southeastern United States. He's going to have a trio of quadro, I guess you would say, of wide receivers. Lathan Gavin, Kadevrick Moore, Arcarius Graves, and the outstanding tight end that's going to be on the Miss Al roster, Mario Levine. Also running back, Caden Porter and DeMond Gavin going to be toting the rock for Heidelberg. On defense for the Oilers, a 4-man defensive front at defensive end, Mario Levine. Defensive tackle, Isaac Newell. Trey McGill at defensive tackle. Madalen McKenzie at the defensive end. Cornerbacks, Jacqueline Moore and Caden Potter. Defensive backs, safeties, Lathan Gavin and also Alquarius Graves. The linebackers, a three-man linebacker pattern for Heidelberg. DeMond Gavin in the middle, Lakiri Cameron and Kenyon Gilmore. That is the starting lineup for Coach Daryl Carter's Heidelberg Oilers.
Thank you, Brandon. Also, kind of some keys to this game for each side. First off, if you want to talk about East Webster, talking about finishing drives, one of the big focuses coming into this game, and that actually played out in the last contest we saw. Knoxville County unable to finish drives, and it kind of cost them a championship. On the other side, also create turnovers and get off the field. Meanwhile, for the Heidelberg Oilers, they want to be consistent and pay attention to detail, and both teams are now taking the field through a very old school crash sheet. Comes the East Webster Wolverines, maybe one of the best logos on helmets too that you'll ever see, or actually not the EW, but they do also have the oil derrick at some point that they've used in the past. Just a cool feature for them. And then that's the other side. East Webster, there's the oil derrick. See, when you call all these games, you get flip-flop who's on which side of the field.
That's right.
And the good thing is radio, nobody even knew that, but that's okay. But now when you get into this right before kickoff, we've seen some of these games where emotions run high and they struggle to really get started. How does a coach go against that and try to manage that?
Well, you've seen it all day yesterday, and I think what you try to do is you want to try to win the first drive, calm them down. You want to probably more than likely set up and, script your offense to be, very simple, vanilla, just to try to move the football. But the big thing for East Webster is coming out and be very successful in their special teams. You've got one of the better kickers in Jordan Gaskins. He really can put a leg into it, get it into the end zone for a touchback. And I think that's one of the bigger ways is just to get out here and play football, have a good time. I mean, how many times are you going to have an opportunity like this in your career at any level to play here? So these kids just need to come out and have a good time, and the coaches need to have a good time as well.
Before we continue, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to the State Championship Radio Network presented by Farm Bureau. On a day like today, it's worth watching a whole bunch of football. There's only one way to really do it at home, though. That's with C-Spire. You've got all the technology you need for connected living. Fiber, fast home internet, ultra-secure Wi-Fi, and nationwide 5G wireless you can count on. cspire.com. That's C-Spire, customer inspired. And I don't know if you've ever seen the images of my man cave, but I've got 6 TVs that roll through C-Spire fiber. It's the only way you can really make it work is to have C-Spire, because you can't do dial-up for TV. I mean, it's not possible. You got to have the fiber.
Have C-Spire fiber in my house. It's worked very well for our Varsity Voice podcast that we have. It's just great partnering with C-Spire here at these games as well.
We're almost ready for the first quarter, presented to you by Pine Straw America, providing homes and businesses with fresh pine straw on schedule. Pine Straw America, nature's elegance delivered nationwide.
So guys, kickoff. So I was going to tell y'all, coin toss results. East Webster won the toss, elected to defer into the second half, so Heidelberg's going to receive and operate right to left. Both of these coaches prior to the game today just say they have to play their respective games. East Webster, they just said that we just have to find a way to score one more point.
Yep. Thank you, Caleb. Another Mississippi Air National Guard sideline report with advanced training, educational benefits, and a commitment to protecting the skies. The Mississippi Air National Guard helps its members rise to new heights. And the one thing that always is an adjustment for a team is always having to wait on the TV side to be ready to go. So they sit out there on the field and just wait.
Yes.
What we're having to do right now.
Yeah, for the fans as well. They're like, what are we waiting on? The guy in the red hat, what does he do out there?
He tells everybody now it's time to go, and we are just about set for the kickoff. As the song echoes throughout Davis Wade Stadium, everybody's ready for this one to get rolling. East Webster will kick it away. A squib kick, almost an onside kick type at the 48-yard line is where the Oilers will begin their first possession. A good heads-up play by Deion Gilmore.
I understand you had Chase Craft and also Jacaden Moore deep for Heidelberg. Obviously don't want to put the ball in their hands, but I would have really done a better job of kicking it over their head, maybe getting back to the 30-yard line, kick it out of bounds or something. You're giving Heidelberg the ball already at midfield with the very dangerous Chase Craft. It's not really a good plan in my opinion, but we'll see how it plays out for East Webster.
All of our first downs brought to you by Environment Masters, hassle-free plumbing and AC, environmentmasters.com. Chase Craft will set it up with a back to his left. Go into the shotgun formation, scramble out of pressure, now roll to his right and tuck it and run. He's at the 45-yard line, already into East Webster territory at the 45, brought down by Cross Avent.
Well, if you're going to blitz him the way they did, trying to come up that C gap, you better be able to contain him on the outside if he rolls out. That time, East Webster lost containment out there. Prentice Court wasn't able to get him.
On 1st and 10 after that Environment Masters first down run, here comes another one all the way to the 30-yard line, continuing to roll. There goes Mr. Football for 2A. First down, Oilers.
Yeah, Chase Craft is showing his dominance there. East Webster on their heels. If you're Darryl Carter, you want to keep the foot on the pedal.
2 plays and almost into the red zone. Brought to you by William Carey University. The 22-yard line is where the ball resides. Clock says 11:25, no score. First possession for the Oilers in their royal blue pants, gold tops, royal blue helmets as well, with that oil derrick on the sides. Spreads one back to his left, or shifts one back to his left rather, does Craft and Gavin. Craft will give it to him. Gavin explodes through the hole, but then is cut down immediately right at the point of attack by Hayden Graham. Minimal gain on the play of 1 yard.
Yeah, Graham did a great job there, able to get off his block and shed that and make a tackle. This is a very good defensive front for East Webster. They're going to have their hands cut out for them today, though.
The Oilers now looking at the sidelines for the call. Clock shows 10:42 on the first period clock. This will be play number 4 of the drive for the Oilers. After their first two plays went big yardage, all the way down inside almost the red zone. They're flirting with it right now. Kraft will look to throw from the shotgun. Pressure comes from his right. He dumps it off and completes it. And Levino is inside the William Carey red zone for a near first down. It's going to be about 3 yards shy, it appears, maybe 4.
Kraft looking to go downfield to Moore. A great job of covering that up. Had to check down to Levino. We talked about Levino is going to be representing Mississippi in the Miss Owl game next week. Good looking prospect at tight end for Heidelberg. Looks like we've got an injured Heidelberg Oiler coming off the field, and one of their offensive linemen, Jaden McDonald, got a sub coming in for him.
Dagan Crowley with that stop, by the way, inside that William Carey University red zone. Information on degree options and enrollment at wmcarey.edu. Play clock's down to 5 seconds. Got to hurry. Game clock at 9:42. Snap is off in time. Kraft hands it off and to the left side. Very minimal yardage for Caden Porter. And does he have enough? The surge by the East Webster fans, you can hear that noise coming from their side. They say they stopped him short, and they did. 4th down and about 1 to go.
Going to go hurry up here for Heidelberg and 4th down.
Kraft moving and shifting things around. Only has one receiver to work with right now and spreads it back to each side. Still waiting on the call from the sidelines with 15 seconds on the play clock. In no rush are the Oilers right here. Want to make sure they have the right call on 4th down. An early big play. Kraft will hand it off again and getting the first down, spinning at the 5-yard line, at the goal line. Touchdown! Gavin with the score for the Oilers, and they strike first in this one. That's a Trustmark Bank touchdown. People you trust, advice that works.
DeMond Gavin taking it up the B gap there, and a good penetration by the defensive line from East Webster, but a good job of Gavin finding an open space, doing a little spin move about the goal line, going in for the touchdown. 6-0 Oilers here early in the first quarter.
Circle button works great, doesn't it?
It does.
Now the Atmos Energy extra point attempt here. It'll be Kraft on the keeper. Kraft will follow his guys to the line, and he's in for 2. Well, everything coming up roses on that possession for the Heidelberg Oilers as they march it down the field and score in the opening possession. They lead 8-0 here on the State Championship Radio Network presented by Farm Bureau.
We don't treat cancer or design breathtaking buildings or slow cook the town's most talked about barbecue. That's all you. You're the ones who create and astonish, game and laugh, who come together and imagine a safer, more connected world. The things you do inspire us every day. So much so, it's right there in our name. Customer inspired. C-Spire. Inspired by you.
Line and looking for a big return with a little clothesline tackle on the returner, LaKendrick Potts. He gets wrestled down around where they mark it, the 33-yard line. That's where the first possession for East Webster will begin, and we'll get our first look at this dual quarterback system.
LaKendrick Potts on that return. He's one of their more dangerous players, Bryan. 1,000 yards receiving, 15 touchdowns, a good-looking athlete for Ron Price. And I'm very anxious to see, is it going to be Stedman? Is it going to be Avent? Who's it going to be coming out taking the first snap for East Webster?
It's going to be Stedham, and it is, of course, the senior who's the guy that studies the film a whole lot. Meanwhile, Avent's more of the, he's just got the skills. He's learning from the senior, and they both have benefited from this relationship this season. Send a man in motion, moving to the right side. Now set him down, and now another man in motion for East Webster. Stidham will fake the handoff, look to throw, steps up in the pocket, now will run, has yardage to the 40, lowers his head and gets to the 41, a gain of 8 on first down.
Well, he was trying to throw the ball down the field, but all the motion that you were talking about moved the linebackers, and the middle of the field was wide open. Good decision by the senior to take the ball to get upfield for 7 yards or 8 yards on first down. Second down 2 for East Webster.
We're inside the first quarter, presented to you by Pine Straw of America. Great time to get that Pine Straw now with those beds needing the winterizing as the temperatures drop. Late substitution into the ball game. Campbell Flora. Stidham still in there. He's got a wishbone look behind him. He'll turn and give. A little miscommunication to appear on that initial look as he turned around, and Moy is able to pick up the first down yardage to the 44-yard line. They move the chains with an Environment Masters first down.
Unbalanced line on the right side, the left side of the formation. Wishbone, as you alluded to, it was a mishandling of the snap, but enough to turn around and get that to the fullback for the first down. 1st and 10 for East Webster. Cooper
Stidham, 5'10", 180-pound senior. And the signal caller will now send another man in motion. But now pressure comes. The screen is set up just in and out of the hands of McCurry. And that was all due to the pressure coming from those Oilers.
Oh, that was a dangerous play. He was trying to get the ball out there, as you had said, to McCurry. But Heidelberg had a man on the backside. That was Jacaden Moore playing safety. That ball, the way it went up, was just floating in the air. Could have easily been intercepted for Heidelberg.
Especially when the ball got tipped by McCurry. He didn't control it. Oftentimes that tip ball will make it stay up in the air longer for a defender. It does not, as East Webster catches a break there. 2nd and 10. Play clock around the 10-second mark as they'll get this moving of the offensive players. And now everybody's in a bunch formation. A high snap. It goes over his head all the way back near the 20-yard line. Stidham will fall on top of it and take the loss there. A huge loss on the play, and that'll drive them all the way back inside the 20.
Well, that's the center being a little anxious and not following through on his snap, or maybe following a little too much on his snap. Airmailed that one all the way back inside the red zone, down to the 19-yard line. A huge loss, 3rd and 35 now for East Webster.
Don't have that in your playbook very often.
Not at all.
So they'll spread the formation, empty the backfield, and it's all up to Mr. Avent. He checks into the game now, and he'll look to throw it, and instead we'll have a flag fly and maybe some early movements.
A 25-yard loss, UB, on that bad snap.
They'll get 5 yards of that back.
Remains 3rd down.
So it's now 3rd and 30. You still don't have that in your playbook. Not often.
The old draw play.
And don't forget, for personal, business, or commercial banking needs.
The offense was lined up in the neutral zone.
Oh, so it will get worse.
Remains 3rd down.
So now 3rd and 40. But for personal, business, or commercial banking needs, there's Hancock Whitney. For more information on their banking and wealth management services, visit their website, HancockWhitney.com. Hancock Whitney, bank where you want, when you want. So 3rd and 40. Not a yardage I don't believe we've seen this weekend. On the 3rd down. Avent will throw, steps up, pressure comes. He's unable to dump it off, and he drops the football. It's loose, and the Oilers say they have it. Who's going to come away with it? The Oilers, if they get it, are going to have incredible field position, and they do. Oilers with the turnover. Unbelievable, coming out of the pile at the last moment was Antonio Gavin.
Anxious to see the replay on this. Avent was trying to run, looked like he was trying to throw the football, and no, he put it back in his arm, and he was just hit. And as he did, it just drops out of his hands. Tough break for East Webster.
There are also some flags down. That was almost.
The play was over. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense, number 17.
Wow.
That 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the spot of the recovery. That's number 17's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
That's a tough break because you had the ball inside the red zone. Now it's all the way back to the 27-yard line instead of at the 12.
I think he took his helmet off in celebration. Caleb Hamill may have a better look than me, but I thought that's what I saw down there, and that's what they threw the flag on.
Yeah, I think that was what it was. It was either that or a spike of the football, something you mandatorily have to give a penalty to for unsportsmanlike. But a great job for Gavin to make that recovery, but even better for McKenzie to get that strip.
What you're saying is he had his choice in the matter of which penalty he could choose there. Now the Oilers will send 5 receivers to the left side, just by the way it looks with the offensive line in front of Chase Kraft here. Always see some wrinkles in championship football games. With 6:33 remaining in the first quarter, 8-0 Heidelberg. One thing the Oilers do is they take their time getting the play in. They don't ever snap that ball in the old hurry-up offense style.
Well, that time we had a spare ball on the field. The referees had to reset to get that one off.
Chase Kraft to throw. Fires it, and, right into the hands of Jadavian Moore. And, I mean, he had that ball, sometimes they say the worst place, in your hands.
All right, playing a little bit of zone. Like you said, 5 receivers over here, kind of, just a confusion there. Jacaden Moore's going to wish he had that one back because he might walk in for a touchdown if he catches it.
Now they'll shift 1 receiver to the top of the formation. That'll be Lathan Gavin. As Kraft stands alone in the backfield, still in the shotgun with just 5 men for protection. They're rushing 4. He'll now fire to the far side. That lone receiver does make the grab, and Gavin fights for yardage down to the 20-yard line. He's really close to the 20. They stop him shy at the 21.
All right, Kendrick Potts out there. Excellent open field tackling, staying with the receiver there. He was all on an island by himself, so if he doesn't make that tackle, it's going to be a big play. Good play by Potts.
6 minutes, the halfway mark of quarter number 1 is here. Still 8-0 Heidelberg, and they're threatening to score again. With this short field, they converted on a strip ball on that strip sack back inside the 12-yard line, but moved out, of course, because of the penalty to the 27. And now a whistle and another timeout. This one is going to be charged to Heidelberg. That's their first timeout. We'll take it as well here. You're listening to the High School Football Championships on the State Championships Radio Network, presented by Farm Bureau.
From the Blues Trail to hiking trails, from history and heritage tours to galleries and museums, from hidden treasures to culinary delights. It's all right here in Columbus, Mississippi. Plan your trip today. Catch you in Columbus.
We chose to use Environment Masters for our maintenance needs. So I get the phone calls, it's time for your, checkup. We want to schedule you. I appreciate that. That's really helpful.
Our Priority 1 maintenance program gives us the chance to do in-depth maintenance twice a year. We fix small problems before they become big problems. We change filters, clean and calibrate your system so it operates safely and at peak efficiency, all included in your membership. That's hassle-free plumbing and AC.
That's not the band. That's just the PA. Yeah, almost don't need a crowd mic here.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lift, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again.
Delicious, savory barbecue doesn't happen by accident, and great wings don't happen by accident either. Whether you're heating up the smoker or firing up the grill, the award-winning crafted in Mississippi finishing sauces and marinades of the Oxford Falls makes every meal a masterpiece and every bite unforgettable. The Oxford Falls helps make every mouth-watering meal one to remember. Shop now at theoxfordfalls.com and get free shipping on orders over $100.
Sure, he got inside the 20 with that great job defensively by East Webster.
Maud Jones from his defensive back position worked his way down the line. He had backside containment, was able to get Chase Kraft for no gain. 4th and 3 here for Heidelberg.
They are just inside the William Carey University red zone. We'll see if that works out for them. Kraft trying to follow his blockers. He's stopped again in the backfield. This time it's Dagan Crowley with a big tackle. May have even also been for a loss or just right at the line of scrimmage. A turnover on downs forced by East Webster.
Yeah, Dagan Crowley, a phenomenal job from his linebacker position. Stuck his nose in there, had to get little, and got down there below those big blockers there. Able to stop Kraft for a loss on the play, and huge play by this Wolverine defense on 4th down.
Nobody happier than Avant that they were able to get that ball back and not give up points off the turnover.
Or maybe the center.
Also true. Very, very. That's even probably a much better point since they were in that deep hole because of that mistake made earlier by Luke Nelson. And you don't normally talk about the center unless there's a mistake
Something
made.
went wrong.
So sorry, Luke. We apologize, but it is what it is. Avant will now start this possession as quarterback. He'll look to throw. Now pressure again comes. He steps up in the pocket. Going to be dropped again. Another quarterback sack by the Oilers defense, all keyed by Cameron King.
It's a 4-man rush. Nothing fancy. Doing a little twist, maybe some slants there. Doing a nice job of just getting him in the backfield. Avon didn't have anything that he could do with that and just eat it.
That brings up 2nd down and 14. Back to the 17-yard line is where the ball is marked for the boys in all white. If they were doing a color rush game, they'd be spot on with those unis today. White pants, white tops, a little maroon piping with white metallic helmets and the EW on the sides. And another handoff. This will go up the middle towards the 20-yard line, but just not enough running room, not enough gap, if you will, integrity for Moy to be able to make his way through there.
R.T. Moy, a good-looking back, 5'11", almost 200 pounds, 888 yards on the season. Done a nice job, kind of been overshadowed by this 2-quarterback system, but Moy is one that really gets them going.
3rd down and 12, 4 minutes and change to go in quarter number 1. Still 8-0 Heidelberg with the lead. East Webster still looking for something positive on the offensive end after the last couple of plays have not been so much. Going back to that botched snap and then sack that resulted in a turnover. Avent on the shotgun formation look will fire far side. Has a man down there, 1-on-2 coverage. What a basket catch over the shoulder by LaKendrick Potts.
Oh, that was beautiful, Bryan. I mean, Heidelberg did everything they needed to do. They had double coverage, also was trying to push him more toward the boundary to be a 3rd defender, but Potts was able just to bring that one in. Potts, as we said, 1,072 yards, 15 touchdowns on the season. He is a leading receiver for the Wolverines.
That'll carry him over the 1,100-yard mark, and another Environment Masters 1st down for the Wolverines. We have a flag down and some early encroachment, it looks like, by the Oilers of Heidelberg.
Offside. Defense, number 2 in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. Remains 1st down.
And in high school, there really is no luxury of getting over in the neutral zone and getting back. If you jump in, they're going to flag you.
Special thanks to the following supporters of the State Championship Radio Network: College Corner Store, Lost Pizza Company, especially today, Little Dewey's yesterday, New Core Stool, as well as the Oxford Falls and Sizemore Catering. That pizza today was spot on from Lost Pizza.
Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding me?
But Little Dewey's last night,
that was great
almost
too,
ate my weight in barbecue.
That was great, too.
Whew. Big thanks to Jared Schatz for lining all that up. My belt line thanks him tremendously. 3:45 to go, and a ball that is batted down right at the line of scrimmage. Also, a helmet comes flying off. That was a good job by Keon Gilmore getting in there, knocking the ball down. The helmet that came off was by Cameron King. He'll have to come off for a play.
Gilmore, the little guy, only 5'6", $142, come up from his defensive back, got his hands up, able to knock that one down. Good job by the youngster of knocking the ball down from Avent.
Checking with Caleb on the Mississippi Air National Guard sideline report. Caleb, what is Heidelberg doing right now to be having such success to get in the backfield?
Well, guys, it just comes from the speed. I mean, Heidelberg is a very fast team. Coach Carter talked about it pregame with me that they had to start fast and finish throughout today's matchup.
Well, they are finishing on each one of these drives, that is for sure. With 3:42 remaining in the first quarter and an 8-0 Heidelberg lead, it's back to a 2nd down and about 5 to go. Avent throws one up, another one option, and over the shoulder grab. Did he make it before going out of bounds? He did not. Incomplete. Nearly toe-tapping the sidelines and making that incredible grab was Potts again, but not this time.
Yeah, Potts did a good job of catching that ball, but again, the defender did a nice job. They're using that boundary out there as another defender, working Potts toward the outside, but a zero coverage, Euby, and that's the dangerous defense, especially with this passing attack of East Webster. They may have to drop a safety back if they're going to continue to stretch the field.
Oh, a camera guy took a tumble, too, on one of those signs. They got to Avent, but he was able to get rid of it in time, and now it's going to be 3rd and 5 as the clock winds, and Avent will dump off a screen pass. Oh, a near interception. Oh, and it's caught on the deflection. Unbelievable grab by Statham, and now it's going to be dropped just shy of the 35, but that could have been near disaster. East Webster just fortunate not to give the ball away right there.
Yeah, my goodness, I don't really know what just happened other than Stidman somehow ends up with a ball off a middle screen that was nowhere near intended for him. Avent just airmailed that one.
Well, guys, it hit off the foot of Cameron King, the Heidelberg Oiler defender. Hands, foot, and then into the hands of the one who ended up making the catch.
Nice.
Unbelievable. Miles Stidham, great eyes by Caleb Hamill down on the field. Another Mississippi Air National Guard sideline report from him as Stidham now looking for continual conversations with the sideline. Looks like going to be taking a timeout. Here's the play clock winding all the way down under to 3 seconds, and the coach standing right there as Coach Price will call for that timeout with 2:45 remaining in the opening quarter. Timeout on the field, timeout for us as well. You're listening to High School Football on the State Championships Radio Network, presented by Farm Bureau. Back in 30 seconds.
Pick 6 for $19.99 is the perfect meal for two.
I can't believe we're on a date.
Oh, I'm just here for pick 6.
Imagine what our kids would look like.
I don't want to have kids with you.
6 kids.
6!
Pick 6!
Wait, could we eat here every meal?
Yes.
All right, I'm down. Pick 6 meal for two for $19.99.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
2:45 to go in quarter number one. It is the Pine Straw of America first quarter, and it's so far been dominated by East Webster, by Heidelberg, but East Webster's had a couple of moments where they've started to develop a drive.
Hey, yeah, I tell you what, this passing attack of East Webster throwing the ball, Heidelberg leading 8-0 here early in the fourth or late in the first quarter. We're going to see what East Webster can do here on 4th and 3 now.
It's their first fourth down they've faced tonight that they're going to try to convert on, and a man in motion Eubank will go back to throw. Look over his options, fire a high ball, high pointed by Potts. He'll make the grab. First down, and Environment Masters first down at the 42-yard line. Big conversion by the Wolverines.
Oh, man, they just put Potts out there on an island against Keyshawn Atkins. He had no chance out there. Even put that on a line. Beautiful pitch and catch for East Webster and a first down.
Amazing the chemistry between two different quarterbacks, but Potts is the guy.
It's amazing. It is amazing.
Eubank will be continually the signal caller right here. 15 seconds on the play clock. Game clock shows 2:36. That last play was out of bounds, so the clock holds there. 8-0 Heidelberg here in the first quarter, brought to you by Pine Straw of America. Eubank will now roll to his right, look downfield. Pressure coming from all angles. He's able to push it upfield, fire one downfield. Only one guy that can make the grab, unable to, is Miles Stidham, and that'll be second down and 10 coming up.
Yeah, good backside penetration there for Heidelberg. They are not having any safeties in the middle of the field. And if on that play right there, if Eubank was able to throw back across his body, he had a man wide open around the 20-yard line that would have walked in for a touchdown. Just did not have the angle that he needed to get that pass off.
Yeah, but what's the hardest throw for you?
Back across the body.
And also the most
you're told not to
advised.
do.
That's right. I'm Bryan Eubank, joined by Brandon Davis up here in the booth, and Caleb Hamill down on the field, the third member of our broadcast team. Glad to be with you here. Bill Wilson, our producer, and, of course, Jared Schatz helping as well. Now an underneath route on that little quick screen to Potts. Potts is in the open space to the 25-20, down to the 15, 10, 5, foot race, touchdown, Potts. What an answer for East Webster.
I tell you what, Euby, you're going to give credit to the quarterback and to Potts for the touchdown, but Campbell Flora is the man that makes that happen. They brought him in. He was in the slot. He goes out and he gets a block out there like a screen, and then Potts is going to take it the rest of the way for a touchdown. Beautifully designed play and execution by East Webster.
Great downfield blocking on the Trustmark Bank touchdown, and now it'll be the Atmos Energy extra point attempt. They'll line it up for just the traditional point attempt, even though they trail by 2 here, knowing that eventually points will come back around. So the straight-on kick here coming up for East Webster. Snap is down. The kick is on the way. The left-footed boot is up and good. Well, what an answer by this East Webster squad that desperately needed one after giving up a turnover, then coming back with a chance, and they do convert on the score, and they're back within a point, 8-7. You're listening to the High School Football State Championships on the State Championship Radio Network, presented by Farm Bureau. Back.
Genuine Mississippi, grown and raised and crafted, made. Genuine Mississippi.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
I need to do the scoring drive, and then we talk stats too.
I'll do the scoring drive, then I'll hit you. Welcome back to Davis Wade Stadium here in Starkville, Mississippi. It's the home of the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Let's take a quick look at your APAC Mississippi scoring summary.
APAC Mississippi scoring summary for East Webster. 9 plays, 80 yards, 2 minutes, 48 seconds off the clock. Gaskin's good. 42-yard pitch and catch from Eubank to LaKendrick Potts. 8-7 Heidelberg.
Gaskin with a kickoff. It'll go all the way to the 30, kind of backwards falling there was the receiver, and that's where Heidelberg will take over as we start to close the door on this first quarter, brought to you by Pine Straw of America. We're inside the Mississippi Sports Medicine broadcast booth, ready for another possession for the Heidelberg Oilers, as their first possession looked really, really good. Second one, not as good.
Well, guys, part of that is because you saw at the end of that drive where Heidelberg scored, Jaden McDonald, starting left tackle, exited the game. He has still not returned for Heidelberg.
Caleb will keep a close eye on him to find out if he's able to. 2:20 to go as the Oilers will now bring it to the line leading the game still 8-7, thanks to their 2-point conversion after their touchdown earlier to start the game. Kraft will pass with pressure coming. Ball tipped right at the line again, and I think getting a hand on that was Prentice Cork. I couldn't tell.
Yeah, that's correct. Prentice Cork, all 6'4" of the senior, able to get through that line there. He brings him as an outside linebacker. Good job move getting on the inside. Got his hands up in Kraft's face.
As we take a look at the Cherokee Brick stat trackers, their one stat that kind of jumps off the page, we'll come back to that in a moment, as quickly on 2nd down and 10, a throw right behind the receiver by Kraft, tried to come back and get it, could not. It was intended to Graves. He couldn't make the grab, though.
Yeah, looking at the Cherokee Brick stat tracker, I'd say UB probably the biggest thing right now. I know it's very early in the ball game, but you never want to be in the situation. Heidelberg 0 for 2 on 3rd down early in this game.
They're approaching that now. Here's their 3rd try at it. 3rd and 10 as well. It's 3rd and long. You'd much rather have 3rd and short, maybe 5 or less. And Kraft will bring the play in now from his head coach on the sidelines, Mr. Football for 2A, just a junior. And looking for his options here on 3rd and 10. He'll step up in the pocket, look to run, tripped up in the backfield, barely gets back to the line of scrimmage, and East Webster has brought their hats on defense here lately.
Yeah, I'm loving the aggressiveness from Ron Price's bunch. Brought a blitz that time around. Kraft tried to sneak out the other side, but he was tripped up as he was taking off. Good job of Ron Price scheming up a defense against the very dynamic Chase Kraft.
Still got to give kudos to the Mississippi State grounds crew. They have made this field unbelievably sustainable through now a 6th game of this weekend.
It's like playing on turf. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Now back to punt. It will be Graves to kick for the Oilers. Twin returners back there, and Graves sends this one, little squibber over towards the 41-yard line, taken on the run, and now spinning out of his pots out near midfield, and he's able to he's tackled by Cameron King. His helmet comes off again. That's the 2nd time Cameron King's helmet has come off. He'll have to come off for a play. As now East Webster will go on the offensive attack, and they'll start on the plus side of the field.
Yeah, excellent field position for Potts. Runs up to catch that punt there. Good blocking downfield, allowing him to get into plus territory. And the Wolverines have something cooking here in the first quarter. They're trailing 8-7, but as you said, they are playing some very good football right now.
You almost kind of wonder where was that, and maybe, as you alluded to, maybe it was some of the nerves early on.
Yes.
So 1st and 10, 1:23 left on the first period clock. Heidelberg 8, East Webster 7. Wolverines with the football, again, on the plus side of the field. A late substitution for Heidelberg, as they will sub somebody back out there on the defensive line. They got a 5-man front now showing against the other quarterback back in, Cooper Stidham. He'll fake the reverse, keep it himself, look for the late pitch, instead holds on to it, and then gets suplexed down by Ludrick Cameron about the 45.
Let's come back to that play in a little bit later. They faked the reverse on the option keeper. I really liked how that was set up. Almost confused. Heidelberg did a nice job of bringing him down and tackling him. Let's watch that play and mark that one. They're going to come back to that one later in the game.
2nd down and 6 after a gain of 4. Game clock under a minute now in the first quarter. Play clock at 18 seconds. Still 8-7 Oilers. East Webster looking for a 2nd consecutive scoring drive. Stidham looks to throw. One-on-one coverage again. Potts gets separation. Makes a basket catch. This time he stays in bounds. And another first down. And another patron goes down by that same sign over there. That's another Environment Masters first down.
Well, I tell you what, that C-Spire sign over the sideline has taken a beating so far in this first quarter. Who else is taking a beating? It's the secondary from Heidelberg. They're going to have to get some help out there on Potts. He's man for man out there, and he is torching these defensive backs so far.
I'm staying away from that sign if I'm anybody. Pistol formation now for East Webster. 39 seconds remains in the first quarter clock, brought to you by Pine Straw of America, as East Webster looks to maybe take the lead heading into the second quarter.
Still zero coverage out there, Euby.
Stidham in the shotgun will hand it off, and trying to sneak through a hole just wasn't there, as Moyes not able to get very far, just barely back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're putting 5 men up on the line of scrimmage there, trying to crowd the line. Moy wasn't able to sneak through, as you alluded to. No gain on the play. He's going to be 2nd down 10 from the 15-yard line.
And that might bring an end to the first quarter. The Wolverines are nowhere near the football. They've all gone to the sideline with the play clock above the game clock, which is at 15 seconds. And they may just, in fact, let this whole thing run down. East Webster, who right now has all the momentum, can go to the other end of the field as we have reached the end of 12 minutes. 8-7 Heidelberg leading the Class 2A state championship. And we will take a timeout for a quarter break here.
That is the end of the first quarter.
90 seconds here. You're listening to the High School Football State Championship on the State Championship Radio Network, presented by Farm Bureau.
Your home is where your memories live, where you laugh, and where you love. We understand the importance of the valuables under your roof, tangible and intangible alike. So no matter what's around the corner, we'll be there, offering you and your family the support that's made Farm Bureau Insurance a trusted name for over 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
She had a good coach that pointed her in the right direction, and we were able to get to her quick enough, and she's young and healthy enough that she's going to have a great outcome.
I would say the biggest difference is just how Dr. Moss explained everything. I went into my second surgery knowing exactly what after surgery was going to look like, what during surgery was going to look like, and it just made me feel a lot more comfortable and confident with my outcome.
Welcome back inside the Mississippi Sports Medicine broadcast booth. It's the second quarter presented by Buffalo Wild Wings, serving 13 locations across the state of Mississippi. Buffalo Wild Wings, wings and sports. Online at buffalowildwings.com. Quick glance at your Cherokee Brick stat tracker after one quarter.
92 yards total for East Webster, only 59 yards for Heidelberg.
Stidham in the shotgun formation, working with four receivers, three to the right of the formation, one to the left. Stidham looks all the right way and is wide open as you can be, and that is the hardest catch sometime to make, and McCurry couldn't bring it in. No one around him, within 7 yards.
Oh, my goodness. McCurry is going to watch the film on this one, and it is the easiest or the hardest catch out there. I say easy because it was right there at him, and he drops it. You know that young man is going to be sick on that one. Incomplete pass. Going to be third down.
And a slight bit of defense. He slowed up on the route a little bit, which allowed the pass to get over his head a little bit. He did kind of have to reach for it, but still, he definitely should have made that grab. 5 seconds into the second quarter, and now another opportunity. 3rd and 10 for Stidham and the boys inside the William Carey red zone. Stidham pressure, doesn't feel it, and he goes down again. Third time that they've been able to get to the quarterback. This time it's against Stidham, and it is going to be a 4th and long back at the 25.
Yeah, Cameron King finally got to him. The linebacker made his way back there, but they're getting good pressure, as you've alluded to, on this offensive line of East Webster. A huge sack all the way back to the 25-yard line. Now Coach Price has a decision to make whether to go for it or send the kicking unit out. Looks like he's going to go for it, Brian.
He is going to go for it again on 4th down. So far today, they are 1 for 1 on 4th down because they're 1 for 4 on 3rd downs. That has been unkind. Play clock shows 5 seconds. They have 2 timeouts left. They don't have to burn one here if they can get it off in time, and they do. It's going to be Avent back in at quarterback. He fires it right down the seam, and he has a wide open target for a big-time Wolverine touchdown. That's going to be LaMarcus McCurry. What a reversal for him. Missed the easier catch, made the harder catch, and that is a big-time 25-yard touchdown strike. It's another Trustmark Bank touchdown. People you trust, advice that works.
Excellent play by Avent, and excellent having trust in McCurry to go right back to him after he dropped that one. Touchdown, East Webster.
East Webster now will look for the extra point, looking at the modified swinging gate, if you will. And now the extra point try from straight on by Jordan Gaskin. Out of the hold of Cooper Stidham, the left-footed big boy kicker. Snap down, kick is up, and just grazes off the right upright. Remember, these are collegiate uprights, so a lot narrower than three feet on each side than they are on the collegiate side. But what a response by East Webster. You're listening to High School Football on the State Championships Radio Network, presented by Farm Bureau. I had to give the score there. That's my fault.
Hello, this is Rosie the Skunk for Atmos Energy. You might think I make a bad smell, but it's nothing compared to the rotten egg smell of a gas leak, because that could be dangerous. If you think you smell, see, or hear signs of a leak, don't do anything that might cause a spark. Leave immediately. Then call 911 and Atmos Energy. There's no gray area here. When dealing with gas leaks, it's black and white. For more information, visit atmosenergy.com/gas safety.
Welcome back to Starkville, Mississippi. And there's one individual we forgot to thank, and that's Beaver back in the studio taking care of all of our button pushing. We could not do it without him, and I apologize for not doing my proper etiquette of getting out without telling him how long we're going to be gone. So I'll do a much better job of that, as the Wolverines have done a much better job offensively through their last 2 drives.
Absolutely. We'll get to the scoring drive, APAC scoring drive after this kick here.
Jordan Gaskin will kick it straight, and it'll go now hooking to the right side, taken by the up back, and it is going to be a return here for Kraft, who is all the way out near the 45-yard line.
Dangerous return there. APAC Mississippi scoring summary for East Webster. 6 plays, 48 yards, 2 minutes, 18 seconds off the clock. Culminated by Avent to McCurry, a 25-yard pitch and catch strike. Extra point is good, 14-8 East Webster.
Wow. And they'll start with great field position at their own 45-yard line. They now need a response. This is for the first time they trail, as East Webster has reeled off 14 unanswered points in this one. 10:58 shows in the second quarter clock. Brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Kraft in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the near side. 1 back in the backfield with him. He'll keep it and avoid pressure. Continues to try to sidestep, and too many defenders back there, and a doubling dose of defenders. Jones, along with Cork, take him down.
Hey, Prentice Cork was the one that made that play. Did a great job of maintaining containment on the backside. First defender missed him. Looked like Kraft had a chance to break it out, but Cork, Johnny on the spot, the senior, made the play. Beautifully done for East Webster.
A yard gain. They give him the hard-earned yard, as we like to call it. 15 seconds on the play clock, 10:25 on the game clock. Still 14-8 East Webster as Kraft goes back to work, fires right over the middle. The seam pass is perfectly open and executed by Levine. He is inside the 45, down to the 41-yard line. Another Environment Masters first down for the Oilers.
Mario Levine, the big-body tight end, and we talked about him going to be in the Miss Al game next weekend. He was right there down the seam and just brought that one in. You're going to have to put a linebacker on him to watch him, but great play by Heidelberg for a first down, moving him in plus territory.
Now Kraft will settle it back in. Game clock nearing 10 minutes to go in the second quarter of play. Brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. A handoff with a flag down, and early indications might be on the Oilers. Caleb, did you see what happened down on the field?
I'll be honest with you guys, did not quite see it, but it definitely does seem like it's going to be movement on Heidelberg.
Illegal formation, offense. More than 4 players in the backfield at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
There it is.
Usually in that case, the lineman wasn't up on the line of scrimmage there. And
is that the most frustrating penalty for a coach?
Oh, my gosh. That and, illegal man downfield.
But sometimes you can understand illegal man downfield if a play breaks down and the guys start running. But still.
Yeah, absolutely.
The formation's got to be the worst.
Absolutely. Such a mental mistake.
So Kraft and the boys will try again. 1st and 15. First and 15. It said 1st and 10 if they're on the board. Kraft pressured again. Jersey tug, able to get away from it, rolls to his right, looks downfield, hesitates, and then gets swallowed up and might have lost the football at the 50-yard line. No, they say held on to it. The way they reacted looked like they were diving towards it. They were just celebrating because they brought him down at the 50.
Now, the UB, what was interesting about this, Jacaden Moore was brought in motion to the top of the formation, going out in the flat, and East Webster just stonewalled him, so Kraft lost one of his reads. He has to run with it. But again, Ron Price's bunch is turning up the volume. They are making hay here against Heidelberg here in the first half, leading this ball game 18-14.
Hayden Graham. Now to toss his Kraft. He'll roll to his left, look downfield, has a man down there. Defender falls down, and just keeping his feet inside is Lathan Gavin, and that
flag in the backfield.
Another flag.
Yeah, and I need to make a correction. I said it should be 14-8 East Webster. My apologies on that, but yeah, there's like a hold in the backfield on one of the linemen on Prentice Cork, looked like he was held.
Holding. Offense, number 54. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Remains second down.
So Heidelberg's taking 1 step forward and 3 steps back.
Yeah, and this is unusual territory for Darryl Carter's bunch. They're not used to being in this situation here. So it's going to be anxious to see how they're able to, be resilient and respond to the, what they're dealing with right now.
So second down and, Columbus to go.
Yeah, we'll call it Shook-a-lock or Scuba.
2nd and 28 officially on the scoreboard. No towns actually listed. It's 14-8, 8:45 counting in the game clock. Play clock is down near 10 seconds as we've seen the Oilers all game long nurse that clock as much as they can, trying to shorten this thing up and just make sure they also have what they want out there. Now it's under 5 seconds as Kraft looks ready to go. Gets the snap, steps up, again pressured and dropped as East Webster continues to swarm the Oiler quarterback and just keep him on his toes.
No, that they brought a blitz off the edge there. Dagan Crowley come up from his defensive back, or actually outside linebacker. He was untouched. Backside blitz able to hit Kraft in the backfield. And now it's 3rd, and we'll call it almost Gulfport with the way this one's looking. 3rd and 32.
We had a 3rd and 40 earlier this afternoon. Now 3rd and 32 for Kraft. Just dump one off and see what you can do as they do to the left side. Put it in a playmaker's hands and get some yardage back as the Oilers get it to Gavin, and he gets it across midfield back about where, not quite where the drive started, but close enough at least to make a 4th down decision.
Yeah, you're going to be a little short of the original line to game, but this is a better situation for Coach Darryl Carter here, and he might be sending the punting unit out on the field.
Yeah, try to flip the field here a little bit, pin them deep, and maybe your defense can turn up the pressure and get some better field position.
Like he's going to send Chase Kraft back there to punt this football away.
It's actually going to be McCurry back there to punt.
Excuse me, McCurry.
Yeah. McCurry is receiving that snap. Now we'll send it kind of a wobbler over towards the 20. Takes a left turn at the 20-yard line, down inside the 16, 15. Stop there finally as the official punt about 30 yards or so, 20 yards or so. Either way, it's going to be at least inside the 20 where the Oilers will have to travel for, the Wolverines will have to travel from now. You're listening to the continuing coverage of our high school football state championships. Second quarter action brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings.
Media timeout.
And we've now reached a media timeout. We'll take it as well. We'll take 90 seconds down the line. You're listening to the State Championships Radio Network presented by Farm Bureau.
You'll still have common days. Put off your term papers till the last minute. Eat cold pizza right out of the fridge. Update your fantasy roster. This is not one of those days. A few weeks a year and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
Never settle when building or remodeling your home. You may think you can't afford brick, but you can. For less than $1 a day, you can own a full brick home. The money you save on painting, heating, and cooling costs, along with lower insurance, will put money back in your pocket. Go to CherokeeBrick.com to see how affordable brick really is. Spend less, save more on the look you want. Cherokee Brick. Life's just better with brick.
My family was involved in a terrible car wreck.
They needed blood immediately. Mississippi Blood Services provided the life-sustaining blood they needed.
You don't think about this happening to your family, but it happens every day.
The need for blood could hit your family next. So don't let fear of needles, a busy schedule, or random excuses keep you from saving your family.
Another
life could depend on you.
Welcome back inside the Mississippi Sports Medicine broadcast booth. We're inside the second quarter, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. A huge thanks goes to Java Chapman, also a producer in the MPB studio, serving 8 stations statewide coverage of this championship network. I'm Bryan Eubank, joined by Brandon Davis, Caleb Hamill down on the field. Here's a big 1st and 10 on a new set of downs and a near interception right over the middle. Sidham, I don't know who Avent, don't know who he's throwing it to. It hit nothing but yellow jerseys.
Well, it looked like he was doing some type of an inside
False
screen
start.
there.
Offense. Multiple players.
Well, that's
5-yard penalty. Remains 1st down.
That's my favorite penalty.
Everybody.
Yeah, everybody but number, who I can't remember the center. Is it 55?
Everybody but the center.
Yep, everybody moved.
That was almost intercepted by Mario Levine there. Return, he's playing defensive end there.
Of course, it wouldn't have counted. It was a pre-snap penalty, but still.
Right.
Quite funny. Avent As if you're just tuning in, this is East Webster, a team that has a multi-quarterback system. We've got another whistle.
Timeout Heidelberg.
And Heidelberg will burn a timeout, which we will take as well. And we will take 30 seconds down the line. You're listening to the High School Football State Championships Radio Network presented by Farm Bureau.
I don't know that I've ever seen this. Chase Craft was getting athletic tape, but put on his jersey because it had ripped at the collar.
Really?
That's funny. Yeah, he got tugged on a bunch. There's that awesome helmet. That's so cool. I love that.
The face on the oil is my favorite part.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That's a phenomenal Jumbotron. Man.
Their nickname, by the way, is Spill City, Heidelberg.
Spill City.
You want that?
Yep.
I do remember that from last year or. Welcome back to Starkville, Mississippi. Quarter number 2 in Spill City. As Caleb reminded us during the break, that's the nickname, of course, for Heidelberg, with that oil derrick on the symbol on the side of the helmets, which has a funny little grin, too, inside the oil. Nice little face. East Webster and the Wolverines, they are looking at 2 timeouts left. Heidelberg has now just 1 timeout remaining. 7:04 to go in quarter number 2, presented to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Avent still in at quarterback. Has a back to his right in the form of Moy. He'll now roll to his right, pressured again, able to get rid of it in time. Here's the question, was it near anybody? We saw this last night be a grounding call, maybe in the afternoon game, I think it was. And it looks like he did get outside the pocket and got it beyond the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Casey Orrs better be glad he's not looking at that because Kosciuszko was called for a grounding yesterday.
There is no foul to play for intentional grounding. The quarterback was out of the pocket, and the ball was thrown beyond the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they didn't call it that way yesterday.
They didn't call that away against Kosciuszko. Yep. Casey Orr would be outraged, but nonetheless, East Webster survives that one.
14-8 still the score in favor of East Webster. 6:59 remaining in quarter number 2. Play clock all the way down to 1 second. Do they notice it? I don't think they do.
Oh.
Or did they get the timeout call prior to a penalty? And they did. We'll take
That's
it as well. We'll take 30
half.
seconds down the line. You're listening to 2A Championship High School Football on the State Championships Radio Network, presented by Farm Bureau.
What started in 1847 with asphalt paving experiments, over 175 years later has grown into an industry-leading transportation construction company and materials provider. Our operations span across multiple states, which include asphalt plants, construction crews, sand and gravel operations, stone yards, a limestone quarry, as well as river unload facilities.
When the job calls for contractor-grade industrial supplies, start where the pros go. Ace Bolt and Screw. We've got fasteners for every job. Bolts, screws, anchors, and more built to handle the toughest work. No waiting, no guesswork. Just the right tools and fasteners right when you need it. And when you've got questions, our friendly, knowledgeable staff is always here to help. Ace Bolt and Screw. Your project, our industrial supplies. Get it done right.
We'll see how their defensive alignment looks here. 2nd and 15 for the boys in all white jerseys. Avent will get the shotgun snap. Now look over his options. 3 defenders rushing at him. He'll dump off underneath on the screenplay. Just nothing there for the Wolverines as Moy is able to get it back to maybe the, boy, it looked like a big collision over there about the, 10-yard line.
Back up to about the 19-yard line. There's a flag thrown on this far by the line judge,
that's
about,
right,
about the 11-yard line.
It's your lineman downfield, Brandon.
Yep. Oh, beautiful.
Ineligible receiver downfield on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remain second down.
So what happened on that? That was supposed to be a screenplay, and it looks like the first read was broken up. Very well defended by Heidelberg. He checks it down to Moy, but after his linemen are already beyond the 3 yards that's allowed. So, again, the linemen, they can't help that sometimes. They get a bad rep, but I just don't like that rule, guys.
Yeah, I said the 10-yard line. That was where the flag was in my brain, not where the play ended up at the 19. Now they're all the way back to the 5-yard line and looking at 2nd and long, getting into the shadow of their own goalpost as he runs to the near side as Avent. Now he's in the end zone. He's got to do something with it and avoid a safety here as he throws it. I don't think he got it behind.
That might be that might be intentional grounding. Darryl Carter is wanting a flag.
I don't know. He looked like he did get it past the 5-yard line, and he was outside the tackle box. That's the same rule as earlier. He was under duress.
There is no foul in the play for intentional grounding. The quarterback was outside of the pocket. and the ball was thrown beyond the line of scrimmage.
So we'll watch it on our replay monitor here, and he rolls, and throws. Ooh,
that's what I say from my
right
vantage point. Yeah, from my vantage point, I thought the ball was behind the yard marker, but it didn't look like it. It was close, though, extremely close.
Hard to judge for sure. Even if you had a replay of that, it'd be hard to overrule the call on the field.
Yeah, Daryl Carter didn't like it.
So 3rd down and 20. In the shadow of their own goalpost, and right inside the end zone again is Avant. He'll drop back, look for a quick release. Nothing there. Rolls to his right now. Tries to get rid of it again and does again. There's just nothing open downfield. What is the secondary right now of of Heidelberg doing so good to avoid any passes being thrown?
Well, what they did that time is they put a bracket around Potts as he was going down the middle of the field, and that was his first read, and it wasn't there. He only had one read, so he had to roll out and just throw that one out of bounds. But good defense that time by Heidelberg. Got to give credit out there to McKaylin McKenzie. He was the one over the top that shut Potts down, where he wasn't able to get a pass thrown his way.
Now the punt will be literally almost heels on the end of the Bulldog logo, just in front of the end line for Gaskin. He'll get this one away, and that will be a returnable ball, but nobody's near it except Wolverines. This will bounce all the way near the 50-yard line. A great resulting punt of almost 40 yards or 45 yards. We'd like to thank the following MHSAA sponsors: Outlets of Mississippi, located at the intersection of Highway 80 and Bass Pro Drive in Pearl. It's the Outlets of Mississippi. More savings, more fabulous. And Starkville, Mississippi's college town. There's always something new to experience in Mississippi's college town. More information at starkville.org. We thank you for your support of the state championships and the state championship radio network. There's no better place to run, by the way, as downtown Starkville. I love running in downtown Starkville.
Yes.
The streets are just awesome. All right, so now Heidelberg gets the ball back. Halfway through quarter number 2. What we thought was going to be maybe a track meet type game is not yet developed.
Not yet. They hadn't taken the training wheels off yet.
We'll see if they do that here in the second quarter. Brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Kraft fires near side, and a quick slant over the middle is caught, and Moore able to get up to about the 40-yard line and brought down by McCurry. To the 41, it's almost a first down, about 2 yards shy. 2nd and 8. Oilers quick back to the football, setting it down, and looks like they're going to give him forward progress to about where they needed to go for the first down, as Garish is able to get that Environment Masters first down for the Oilers.
Yeah, good surge there by that offensive line. Got behind him, did a little rugby scrum, get him the extra 2 yards. First down for Heidelberg.
Back to each side. Garish to his left, Cork to his right, and I'll send Cork in motion. And Kraft will throw far side. And it's complete. Flora up to the 31-yard line and brought down by, I believe that was Gilmore, by the,
Jones
Potts.
and Potts.
Yeah, Potts. Wrong roster there for a second. 31-yard line, and they're going with tempo right now are the Oilers, trying to catch the Wolverines off guard as they've been really slow playing it early on. Now going quick, read option kept, and Kraft dives forward. Might have gotten enough for the first down again.
Yeah, Kraft probably should have given that one off that time to the back. He kept it, he pulled it out of the belly and kept it himself. Wasn't quite able to get, well, he did get a first down, but he would have got a bigger gain if he'd give it to the back.
Ball to the 28-yard line, 1st and 10, another Environment Masters first down. A dump off on the screen again to the near side, a little tunnel screen, and still fighting for yardage, fighting through a would-be jersey tug, and still moving his feet is Cork all the way down, Porter all the way down inside the 25 to about the 23 or 24-yard line, and they continue the tempo.
Great effort by Caden Porter there, just flared it out to him in the flats. He did the rest. Good blocking out there by his wide receivers. Nobody was holding. Good job by Porter getting downfield. Gave him 3 on the play. But it's going to be 2nd down 7 here for Heidelberg.
They finally slow things down a little bit. Play clock already down under 10 seconds as he gets the snap, looks far side, fires and completes his target once again. Does Kraft to Moore. He's inside the 10-yard line, also inside the William Carey red zone, and it's a 1st and goal for the Oilers.
Well, Moore was his second read. He had Gavin on a post going across the middle that was covered up. Great job of checking down to Jacaden Moore. Got it inside the red zone, inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal for Heidelberg.
Jacaden Moore had to stick his hand down in the turf twice to keep his balance that time. Kraft in a little altered pistol formation. He'll keep it himself. Follow his offensive line down to the 5-yard line. 2nd down after that Environment Masters first down. It's 2nd and goal at the 5.
Yeah, Campbell Flora came up to make the tackle. Good job of getting Kraft on the ground there. It's going to be 2nd and goal to go.
For a second, it looked like they were going to go with pace again. The offensive line has been holding over the ball since that ball was set down for play. Play clock is barely under 25 seconds as he takes the snap again, does Kraft. Continues to surge forward, down to the 2, down to the 1. It's going to be just shy of the goal line. It will take one more surge from the Oilers to get this one across.
Well, good surge of that offensive line getting down there. Campbell Flora once again sticking his nose in there, causing some trouble, making the tackle again for Heidelberg, or excuse me, for East Webster.
Oilers go quickly again on the snap. Again, Kraft will walk it in for 6. Another Oiler touchdown, ties the game at 14 with 3:06 remaining in the second quarter.
It's just like a hammer beating on that old nail that doesn't want to drive, and beat it, and finally you're going to get in there. And that's a good drive for Heidelberg here. They're going to go for 2.
That was a Trustmark Bank touchdown. Now it's time for the Atmos Energy extra point. The problem is when I keep hammering on that nail, it gets bent.
Bends.
Yeah, I don't ever get to drive it in there. They had a much better result than I do. A lot of subbing going on with the play clock in motion. The Oilers looking to take the lead here. It's 14 all while waiting the 2-point try. Kraft from the 3-yard line, the 2-point conversion attempt. He'll fire near side, and blocking holds in for 2 is Caden Porter. The Oilers have struck for gold twice, 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points, and they lead 16-14 here in Starkville with 3:06 to go until halftime. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the High School Football State Championships Radio Network presented by Farm Bureau.
From the seed and the soil grows row after row. We take care of this land using just the right amount of our natural resources and never more than we need.
We are only one of thousands, but we are united as one to grow the food, fiber, and shelter you need every day. Because Mississippi needs us. Mississippi needs farmers, the farm families of Mississippi.
3:06 to go in quarter number 2, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. A quick look at your APAC scoring summary, APAC Mississippi.
9 plays, 49 yards, 3 minutes off the clock. Chase Kraft, 1-yard touchdown, 2-point conversion good. 16-14 Heidelberg.
APAC Mississippi paving the way for Mississippi's infrastructure. More information online at apacms.com. Now the kickoff for the Oilers. They have the lead back 16-14 after 14 unanswered by East Webster. Fumbled ball on the kickoff return at the 23-yard line. Now about the 30 is where East Webster will begin their next possession.
Yeah, Potts fumbled that kickoff return. He had a little bit of momentum going up the right side, but he had to stop and pick the ball back up, so a mistake made by that youngster. But Potts having a good half so far for East Webster.
Yeah, Potts so far 104 receiving yards, carries him to 1,176 for his season, and also he's got 16 touchdowns on the year now as well. McCurry, no slouch. He's got 6 touchdowns himself, and he's got about 440 receiving yards now. 2:56 to go until halftime. East Webster looking for an answer now. They trail by 2 in this tight affair. Kind of like a basketball game with a couple of runs here. Now back to pass and looking far side is Stidham. He'll find Potts. Potts dances his way for another Environment Masters first down up to the 46-yard line.
Oh, Potts is a good-looking prospect, UB. I tell you, he just got down the field. He was double covered, but was able to do a quick back and get the ball there. Stidham did a nice job of getting back to him, almost like a back shoulder throw. Potts did the rest. First down, East Webster.
2:47 to go in the first half. Play clock under 20 seconds. Plenty of time here. 2:40 to go. Only one timeout for each side. That will potentially play a factor in this last possession. Stidham to throw. Fires right over the middle. Threw it a little bit behind his intended target in Campbell Flora, but if he makes that connection, that might be still going.
Yeah, trying to hit the tight end Flora going down the seam there and just threw it behind him, as you alluded to, and got it behind the zone. Little zone defense right now. 2 safeties deep for Heidelberg, and Stidham is going to wish he had that one back. But second down 10 for the mighty Wolverines.
2:33 to go until halftime. 16-14 Oilers leading the Wolverines. Play clock now at 10 seconds. Stidham, the dual quarterback system for the Wolverines has been working for the most part tonight. Stidham will look to dump it off, and Potts tried to come back and help out his quarterback. Ball got bobbled, and he still made the grab somehow at the 40-yard line. That's a big-time first down catch. Coverage by Cameron on the play, but somehow he made the grab.
A great read by for Stidman first. He was trying to go to Campbell Flores. His first read out there in the flat, covered up. Potts was able to get that pass there. Potts is having a well of a first half for East Webster.
Another Environment Masters first down, and back rolling to his left again is Stidham. Dumps it off to his tailback. He's got running room to the 30, and he pushes forward for continual yardage, picks up another Environment Masters first down. An impressive run after the catch by Moy and absorbing contact.
Yeah, big-bodied RT Moy. He is a load to bring down. Got out there in the flat and got the ball, a big bowling ball coming at you. Clock continuing to run, 2 minutes to go. Heidelberg leading this game 16-14.
Good news, we will not have a stoppage at the 2-minute warning like they do in college and the pros.
That's right.
Hopefully that will never trickle down to the high schools. We don't need any more
Amen.
stoppages.
Absolutely.
Play clock at 15 seconds. Game clock under 2 minutes for the first half action. 16-14 Oilers. Wolverines threatening to get it back into the scoring zone, known as the William Carey red zone. Stidham in the shotgun. Will look to his right, now look over the middle. Pressure comes up the middle. He fires on the dump off again to Moy. Moy is hit and dropped immediately upon catching that by Deion Gilmore.
Good coverage downfield. He had a couple of reads he was trying to go to, both covered up, had to just drop it down to Moy. Not able to get anything on there, but a good job of working his progression and not getting himself in any trouble.
Clock under 90 seconds to go. 16-14 the score. Oilers with the lead. Again, 80 seconds now remains. The ball is placed at the 27-yard line, and it's 2nd and 10 for East Webster. They're taking their time here on this right now with the clock now almost the 1 minute mark. Knowing they maybe want to keep it for this last possession. Stidham now rolls to his right as pressure comes, as it has been all game long. Tries to get rid of it, somehow does. I don't think he caught it, but they do say he did. Moy somehow got his hands up underneath it, according to the officials, at the 26-yard line. Wow.
Yeah, great job by Moy. That's a lot of work for 2 yards, but actually a yard. Anyway, 3rd and 9. Clock continuing to run under 1 minute 45 seconds, under 45 seconds now. A big third down potential conversion for East Webster.
35 seconds to go on the game clock for the first half. 3rd and 9. Stidham looks to throw, steps up in the pocket, fires far side and out of the reach of his intended target in Miles Stidham. So it'll be 4th down and 9 coming up here.
Trying to go to the sophomore. Stidham just threw it out of his range here. Now it's going to be 4th down. They should be in the range for Gaskins, but I think East Webster is going to leave the offense out on the field here and go for it. We're going to let that clock. His clock's at 25 seconds right now after the incomplete pass.
Yeah, so if they don't convert here, the ball will go back over to East Webster with a chance to maybe get a home run shot before the half. We shall see.
They are bringing Gaskins out here, the left-footed kicker.
I was just told he has made 46 before.
Yeah, he's got the range.
So this would be 43. As a timeout is
called
by East Webster. We'll take it as well. Back in 30 seconds here on the State Championships Radio Network, presented by Farm Bureau.
Third and 6 from the 40-yard line.
Sure, you ready for this?
Takes a snap, drops back.
What's the right situation for a flea flicker?
They should have been in nickel defense.
There's a nickel and a dime.
Now for a proper bull rush start and 3-point stance.
What a disastrous play call.
Ready or not, here we go.
Hey, Dad.
You can call me Coach.
It's amazing what C-Spire's nationwide 5G network can connect. C-Spire, inspired by you.
Mississippi Sports Medicine broadcast booth is the atmosphere and the environment here in Davis-Wade Stadium. It's like nothing else they've experienced.
Oh, man, I'm enjoying it, too. This is just beautiful football weather, a beautiful crowd, and just a great atmosphere. Mississippi State's done a well of a job this week of hosting us here, and we're glad to be here.
I know they were on site last year, from what I was told, at Southern Miss, just kind of getting the lay of the land. It had been a while since they had hosted the game, so they were just trying to kind of refresh their memory on everything, and they've done a great job, like you said, of all elements, making this an enjoyable experience for the fans and the players and the media as well. Avent will be in at quarterback, look to throw on 4th down and long here, 4th and 9. Now he's pressured out of the pocket, rolls to his left, continues to scramble downfield at the 25. Knows he's got to get to the 18. He's not going to get there, but he does burn a little bit more clock off, and it will be does he though? The clock was at 25 seconds.
It
didn't start on time, And so it's going to be a little bit of extra time that shouldn't be there maybe for the Heidelberg Oilers. They turn the ball over on downs to the Wolverines at about the 22.
Good job by Avent not to do anything silly to throw an interception or something. Live to play another down. Another possession. I'm a little surprised though. I'm like,
please reset the game clock.
There we go.
To 17 seconds.
So they caught it.
There we go.
17 seconds on the game clock, please.
They were thinking what we were thinking.
Yep,
Great minds think alike.
We looked up and I was like, wait, 24 seconds? That couldn't have been 1 second. I know time stood still, it felt like, but not literally that long. Caleb's going to catch up with one of our, it'll be the trailing coach here in just a moment at halftime for the Wolverines and Coach Price. We'll catch up with him in a moment. But first, it's going to be the last potential couple of plays here to end the half. A completion by Chase Kraft will go to Graves. They'll get an Environment Masters first down and set it down quickly and call timeout as well to preserve what's left of the first half clock. We'll take a quick timeout as well of 30 seconds here on the State Championships Radio Network presented by Farm Bureau.
From the Blues Trail to hiking trails, from history and heritage tours to galleries and museums, from hidden treasures to culinary delights. It's all right here in Columbus, Mississippi. Plan your trip today. Catch you in Columbus.
Davis Wade Stadium. I'm Bryan Eubank, joined by Brandon Davis, the third member of our team, Caleb Hamill. Will be moments away from catching up with Coach Ron Price of East Webster. Get his thoughts on the first half. The Oilers, they have one more play left. They have burned all of their timeouts. Only 11 seconds left. The boundary and first down to their only friend here to stop the clock. Kraft will look over his options. As pressure comes, he rolls to his left. Fires with a little bit of extra pressure downfield. First down will stop the clock with 3 seconds left. Nope, the clock keeps rolling at 2 seconds, so they will really have to hurry if they want to get another playoff. And even worse news for the Oilers, Moore's helmet came off. He'll have to hustle off here. Will they worry about even getting another playoff is the question.
It should be, once they set the chains, clock's going to run. I doubt they're going to even try to do anything. They're out of timeouts.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to worry about it. The clock will wind to zeros, and we have played one half of football, and it was an entertaining half. That is for sure.
That is the end of the first half.
16-14, your first half score in favor of the Heidelberg Oilers, as Caleb Hamill is making his way over to catch up with Coach Ron Price, the head coach of the East Webster Wolverines. We'll get his thoughts as we head into halftime, and we'll send things now down to Caleb.
Coach Price, I know it's not the first half result so far, but you're playing pretty competitive. Defensively, it seems like your team's really able to get after Chase Kraft.
Yes, sir. Our defense has carried us all season. They believe in East Webster defense. Offense, we put them in a couple difficult positions, but hopefully we can get in here and get some stuff fixed and come out and win the second half.
Offensively, what's worked for you guys?
Just some big plays, man. Our quarterbacks have seen some receivers. We just got to finish drives. We've had great opportunities. We just can't finish the drive here at the end.
Thanks so much, Coach. Guys?
Thank you, Caleb, so much. We appreciate that. And we've reached halftime. That means Breck Riley will be on the other side of this timeout to carry you through the halftime break. Your halftime score, the Heidelberg Oilers 16 and East Webster Wolverines 14. We'll take a 3-minute timeout. You're listening to the High School Football Championships Radio Network presented by Farm Bureau.
Pick 6 for $19.99 is the perfect meal for two.
I can't believe we're on a date.
Oh, I'm just here for pick 6.
Imagine what our kids would look like.
I don't want to have kids with you.
6 kids.
6?
Pick 6.
Wait, could we eat here every meal?
Yes.
All right, I'm down. Pick 6 meal for two for $19.99.
Wendy's has new chicken
chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery, tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
When your AC goes out, your sink leaks, or your breakers are tripping, you need help fast from someone you can trust. That's why we work hard to have the fastest service times and the most knowledgeable technicians in Central Mississippi. Our promise to you, at your door in under 24. So don't wait days for others to show up. Call Environment Masters for hassle-free plumbing, electrical, and AC. At your door in under 24, because it's not cool to make you wait.
Delicious, savory barbecue doesn't happen by accident, and great wings don't happen by accident either. Whether you're heating up the smoker or firing up the grill, the award-winning crafted in Mississippi finishing sauces and marinades of the Oxford Falls makes every meal a masterpiece and every bite unforgettable. The Oxford Falls helps make every mouth-watering meal one to remember. Shop now at theoxfordfalls.com and get free shipping on orders over $100.
Genuine Mississippi, grown and raised and crafted, made. Genuine Mississippi.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk it. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again.
And welcome in to the Mississippi Army National Guard halftime show here from Davis Wade Stadium. Halftime of the 2A game. It is 16-14 with Heidelberg leading East Webster. Breck Riley with you here. And before we get to our halftime guest, we owe you a station ID break. So let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to the State Championships Radio Network presented by Farm Bureau. All right, Breck Riley here with you as it looks like the Heidelberg band's about to get on the field and entertain the home crowd. Well, we're going to entertain you here at the intermission with another one of our interviews. And right now we're joined by Alice Claire Scott from College and Career Savings of Mississippi. Thanks for being on the halftime show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
All right, so for people that might not be familiar with College and Career Savings of Mississippi, kind of what's your overall mission? What do you guys do?
Sure. So we've got the state 529 programs, Max and Impact Plan. So our mission is to help families, students help save for their education.
Okay. So how does that program, how do you go about helping people, save money for education?
Sure. So there are two different kinds of plans. One's the Max plan. It's super flexible. I'm just trying to get the word out about how flexible this education savings plan is. It can be used for private K through 12 education. It can be used, teachers can use it for classroom supplies and continuing education, technical school, apprenticeship programs, all of the things. And then we have a prepaid program that's called Impact. A lot of people know it's been around since the 90s. And that's where you lock in today's tuition rate. And so if you've got a baby, you're going to be protected from the inflation over the years. You pay whatever it costs today in 18 years. So
and we know how inflation's been
lately.
So why is it important for families to maybe start thinking about, and when is it important? Is it one of those never too early to start saving sort of thing? So even while your kids are maybe even in kindergarten and first and second grade, you say that third grade is halfway to
third grade's halfway to college.
Yeah, that's right.
Unbelievable, right?
Yeah, it is.
So I always say it's never too early, and it's really never too late. A lot of people think, well, I missed out. My child's in 6th grade. I hadn't done anything. Because you can start for as little as $25, it's never too late. But Christmas is coming. A great gift. I know my children all have too many toys. And
of course.
One of the things that's awesome is get the gift of education. You can start a plan for a grandchild. niece, nephew, anything like that. So we really want to encourage people just to call our office, go to our website, treasury.ms.gov, and look at the plans. And if we can help you with a gift for the holidays, we'd love to.
Yeah, and so what would you say to some people, because, college is expensive, so what would you say to some families and people listening that maybe think that it's just not in the cards for them?
I would say any amount, students statistically, and I forget what the statistic is, a student that's got even a couple of $100 in a 529 plan saved, or more likely to go on to continuing ed in some form. And so we just say, don't be intimidated and think you need to save $10,000. Just start small. I started with $25 a month. Now I do $100 a month on just auto drafts, and so it's just one of those things. You don't need to be intimidated by a big amount. Just start.
We're speaking with Alice Claire Scott from College and Career Savings of Mississippi. So do you have any success stories that you might can tell? I know you might not be able to tell names specifically,
Sure.
But I'm sure you have some success stories.
Actually, one of my favorite stories is a girl on my team. Her name's Charlotte. She is a product of an impact plan, and so it was awesome to interview her for a position, bring her on our team, because she used the impact program to get through Ole Miss, and now she loves to talk about it and how her parents did it for her, and she wants to encourage families to do it for them. So it's nice to have people that understand it and were products of it on our team.
Yeah, and so we've got a number of students and parents listening to our broadcast and our program. What's one piece of advice you have for them for preparing for life after high school?
That's a loaded question. I'm not so sure I have any advice. Start a college savings plan.
yeah. It's definitely going to help out. And of course, if they want more information, how can they do that?
They can go to treasury.ms.gov, look under college savings, and while you're there, they can look at unclaimed property. That's another thing that David McCrae's office, State Treasury, does. And we may have money that we have at the State Treasurer's office that we want to get back to you. So you can look up a family, a friend, business, church, maybe get some extra cash for your pockets for Christmas.
Yeah, I've heard that ad playing about it on the radio. I've heard it on the radio.
It's real.
Yeah, I need to go put in my name.
You need to,
and see what it.
And it's your money, and we want to give it back to you. So
see what it looks like. But
absolutely.
That's Alice Claire Scott from College and Career Savings of Mississippi. They help just get a plan started for your future, for your child's future. And as she said, it's never too early to start. And if you're thinking it's too late, as she said, it's never too late to start as well. Well, Alice Claire, we appreciate you for being on the halftime show, and we might even talk to you again maybe later on in the evening if you're by. We like to say if you walk by the press box at halftime, you're liable to get called in to be.
I'm here for it. It's always a good time.
To be on the radio. We're going to step aside for a 3-minute break here at the half. It is Heidelberg 16. East Webster 14 in the 2A state championship game. We'll step aside for 3 minutes. You're listening to the State Championships Radio Network, presented by Farm Bureau.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
Pick 6 for $19.99 is the perfect meal for 2.
I can't believe we're on a date.
Oh, I'm just here for pick 6.
Imagine what our kids would look like.
I don't want to have kids with you.
6 kids.
6!
Pick 6!
Wait, could we eat here every meal?
Yes.
All right, I'm down. Pick 6 meal for 2 for $19.99.
At Atmos Energy, we believe affordable, reliable, and efficient natural gas is essential to achieving a low-carbon energy future. We're committed to helping protect the environment by providing smart choice solutions to help customers reduce energy use and lower their carbon footprint. Get a rebate up to $600 off qualifying high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
There was a time when a person's word was enough. A time when a handshake meant something and integrity really mattered. For over 70 years, the values of Farm Bureau Insurance have been rooted in hard work, faith, and family. In that time, we've seen the world change in many ways. What hasn't wavered is Farm Bureau Insurance's commitment to protect our customers' way of life and serve the communities in which they live when they need us most. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
She had a good coach that pointed her in the right direction, and we were able to get to her quick enough, and she's young and healthy enough that she's going to have a great outcome.
I would say the biggest difference is just how Dr. Moss explained everything. I went into my second surgery knowing exactly what after surgery was going to look like, what during surgery was going to look like, and it just made me feel a lot more comfortable and confident with my outcome.
Genuine Mississippi, grown and raised and crafted, made genuine Mississippi.
University, it's halftime of the 2A state championship game where Heidelberg leads East Webster 16-14. The Army National Guard serving our communities and country. From responding to natural disasters to supporting missions at home and abroad, the Mississippi National Guard stands ready. More online at ng.ms.gov. And we do appreciate all of our Mississippi Army National Guard recruiters that have been joining us throughout the weekend. I think we've had one or two each day. We are going to have another one later tonight ahead of the Hattiesburg Gulfport game. We have the recruiter from Gulfport that's going to be on with us to talk to us about the Army National Guard. But since we had Alice Claire Scott from the College and Career Savings of Mississippi on, we're going to get into our first half recap for East Webster and Heidelberg. Heidelberg got the scoring underway relatively quickly at the 8:53 mark of the first quarter. It was Gavin, with the 14-yard rush. It took 6 plays, 52 yards, and 3 minutes and 7 seconds off the clock. Here's Bryan Eubank, what it sounded like on the call here on the State Championships Radio Network.
Kraft will hand it off again, and getting the first down, spinning at the 5-yard line, at the goal line, touchdown! Gavin with the score for the Oilers.
So East Webster would answer back, though, at the 2:20 mark. It took 9 plays and 80 yards in just 2 minutes and 48 seconds. And Cross Avant hooked up with LaKendrick Potts on a touchdown pass for 42 yards.
Now an underneath route on that little quick screen to Potts. Potts is in the open space to the 25-20, down to the 15, 10, 5, foot race, touchdown, Potts. What an answer for East Webster.
So that PAT was good. I should mention that Heidelberg went for 2 after its first score. That made it 8-0. And then East Webster only kicked an extra point, so they trailed it 8-7. Starting the second quarter at the 11:05 mark, East Webster took the lead. A 6-play, 48-yard drive in 2 minutes and 18 seconds. And then that one, it was a 25-yard pass from Cross Avant to LaMarcus McMurray.
Avant back in at quarterback. He fires it right down the seam, and he has a wide open target for a big-time Wolverine touchdown. That's going to be LaMarcus McCurry. What a reversal for him.
Yeah, and so that made it, PAT was good. That made it 14-8. And then Heidelberg was able to get on the board just before the end of the first half. At the 3:06 mark, it was a 1-yard run by Chase Kraft. It was capped off 9 plays, 49 yards, 3 minutes and 6 seconds. And that 2-point conversion was good. So it was 16-14, and that's where we stand. Those scoring drives are brought to you by APAC Mississippi. Now we'll give you a quick look at the Cherokee Brick Stat Tracker. Total yards. How about this? Couldn't be any more even. I mean, I guess it technically could be a little more even, but 156 total yards for East Webster, 155 for Heidelberg. Through the air, it's East Webster with 176 yards, and they actually have a negative 20 yards in the rushing department, so they could have even more. They just lost a few of those net yardage. For Heidelberg, 93 passing yards, 62 rushing yards. Heidelberg, 4 penalties, 35 yards. East Webster, 3 penalties for 15 yards. Looking at time of possession, 11-11 for East Webster, 12:49 for Heidelberg. If you look at total plays, East Webster ran the ball, had 31 total plays to 29 plays for Heidelberg. Looking at some of the individual statistics, Chase Kraft for Heidelberg, 9 out of 12 through the air for 93 yards. And on the ground, he's run it 12 times for 37 yards, and he has 1 touchdown. We mentioned Dalman Gavin, who has 3 carries for 19 yards and 1 touchdown. For the East Webster Wolverines, sort of a 2-quarterback system. Across Avent goes 5 out of 11 for 102 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Cooper Stidham has gotten into the ball game. He's thrown it 10 times, completed 6 of those passes for 74 yards. Artavius Moy is the leading rusher, if there is such thing as a leading rusher for the East Webster Wolverines, as they're negative 20 yards, as Moy has 3 carries for 4 yards, and Stidham has 3 carries for 2 yards. So that is a look at the Cherokee Brick stat tracker. Cherokee Brick supplying bricks across America since 1877. We also want to say, in football, having a game plan is everything, and the same is true for college admissions. At Binnacle Education Group, they help students and parents navigate the admissions and financial aid game. Binnacle gives families the strategies they need to succeed, from college and trade school advising to competition essays, resumes, and interview skills. Binnacle prepares your student to win on and off the field. More online at binedgroup.com. So here at the intermission, 16-14, Heidelberg leading East Webster, the 2A state championship game. It's the 6th game of the weekend, the 2nd game of today. And after this, we'll have the main event with Tupelo and Gulfport lining up to play in the 7A state championship game. So what we'll do is we'll step aside for a break. When we come back, we'll toss it to the guys in the booth. It'll be Bryan Eubank and Brandon Davis. So back in 3 minutes with more here on the State Championships Radio Network, presented by Farm Bureau.
What started in 1847 with asphalt paving experiments, over 175 years later has grown into an industry-leading transportation construction company and materials provider. Our operations span across multiple states, which include asphalt plants, construction crews, sand and gravel operations, stone yards, a limestone quarry, as well as river unload facilities.
Never settle when building or remodeling your home. You may think you can't afford brick, but you can. For less than $1 a day, you can own a full brick home. The money you save on painting, heating, and cooling costs, along with lower insurance, will put money back in your pocket. Go to CherokeeBrick.com to see how affordable brick really is. Spend less, save more on the look you want. Cherokee Brick. Life's just better with brick.
When the job calls for contractor-grade industrial supplies, start where the pros go. Ace Bolt and Screw. We've got fasteners for every job. Bolts, screws, anchors, and more, built to handle the toughest work. No waiting, no guesswork. Just the right tools and fasteners right when you need it. And when you've got questions, our friendly, knowledgeable staff is always here to help. Ace Bolt and Screw. Your project, our industrial supplies. Get it done right.
Pick 6 for $19.99 is the perfect meal for 2.
I can't believe we're on a date.
Oh, I'm just here for pick 6.
Imagine what our kids would look like.
I don't want to have kids with you.
6 kids.
6!
Pick 6!
Wait, could we eat here every meal?
Yes.
All right, I'm down. Pick 6 meal for 2 for $19.99.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
You'll still have common days. Put off your term papers till the last minute. Eat cold pizza right out of the fridge. Update your fantasy roster. This is not one of those days. A few weeks a year and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
My family was involved in a terrible car wreck.
They needed blood immediately. Mississippi Blood Services provided the life-sustaining blood they needed.
You don't think about this happening to your family, but it happens every day.
The need for blood could hit your family next. So don't let fear of needles, a busy schedule, or random excuses keep you from saving your family.
Another
life could depend on you.
Not sure. I haven't even actually asked or searched for you. If you've got a chance to talk to Heidelberg's coach, well, as soon as you get something, let us know. We'll come down to you. But it is nearing the second half. And the other part that's always interesting to me in a game like this, Brandon, is you have a longer halftime than you're used to, about 3 to 5 minutes sometimes, just because of TV and the other things that they deal with. Does that change anything that happens at halftime when it's a little bit longer layoff?
Well, you want to keep your players off their feet, but, these coaches are such creatures of habit, and it drives them crazy. They have everything marked down knowing that, all right, at this mark we're going to be doing X, Y, and Z, but when you get that extra time, you just try to go in, make your adjustments, keep the kids off their feet, keep them rested up, and then come out. But, yeah, you're right. It's these football coaches, it's just so crazy how they are creatures of habit of how they handle their halftime responsibilities and their programs.
Total points in Game 1 on Thursday, 20. Total points in Game 1 on Friday, 6. Total points in Game 1 today, 18. Game 2s have been different. You had 50 points in Game 2 on Thursday, 90 points last night in Game 2. Today in Game 2, we're at 30, but we also still have one more game to go, remember, in the 7A matchup. What are you most looking forward to in that Tupelo-Gulfport matchup?
I'll tell you what, partner, I think that game's going to be over within about 45 minutes. When you look at the rushing attack of Tupelo and then also Cooper Crosby down at Gulfport, it's just going to be a steady dose of running the football. That may be a quick game, but I'm anxious to see who's able to control the run on defense. Gulfport's had a very strong defense this year. They've been one of the best, obviously, on the coast. And then Tupelo, they've been kind of really the darling of the entire state. So that's going to be a fun game to watch here. But anxious to see when we get started on that one.
So how cool is it too to have a couple of running? Oh, I tell you what, Caleb, are you gonna? I couldn't tell if you're gonna talk to him or or are they waiting for him? Okay. Then you've got two running backs that are both going to Mississippi State battling against each other for a future spot on the team, on the field they'll eventually play on.
I know, isn't that cool? I mean, two of the best in the state going to be going at it. And it's going to be a huge atmosphere. It's going to be a packed-out house here, or as packed as it can be for a high school state championship. So that's going to be fun to see those two compete on this field here.
Caleb, what'd you learn?
Well, guys, it's just about playing their game here in the second half, continuing to play inspired football, just play their game. And I did find out their halftime spot where they had to, quote-unquote, warm up was a tent actually out behind the stadium.
Interesting. Third quarter is presented to you by Mississippi Blood Services. Did you know you can save up to 3 lives with 1 blood donation? For more information on to find a blood drive near you, visit the site at msblood.com. We're underway in the second half. Kickoff taken to the 25-yard line, and a great return on the way almost to the 45-yard line by Potts, and that's where they will start. And we also want to let you know about Ace Bolt and Screw, providing fasteners across America since 1969 for all your needs, industrial, commercial, or construction. Locations can be found in Tupelo, Gluckstadt, Greenwood, Richland, and Laurel. That's Ace Bolt and Screw.
Yeah, Potts, a short kick. Potts ran up and fielded it. He almost outran his blocks, Bryan, and that's what he could have had a longer return.
Wishbone formation sits behind an under-center quarterback in Avent currently, as he'll shift the formation now and maybe go into a little more shotgun look, and he does. First play of half number 2 with a 2-point lead for Heidelberg. East Webster's first possession. Avent flushed out of the pocket to his right, fires on the run, and another dropped ball. How many is that now?
I don't know, but Moy's going to wish he would have caught that one, because if he catches it, he's going to have probably enough for a first down. Good job of Heidelberg coming off the edge on a blitz. Avent was able to roll out of it, and you check down to Moy. He just wasn't able to make a catch there and turn it upfield.
Second down and 10 for the Wolverines. Once again, Avent on that shotgun look. They'll look back to the sideline after the fake audible snap call. Now he sets the formation in. One back to his right, and Moy. Clean snap, clean pocket. Fires far side, looks for one-on-one coverage with Potts, makes the grab, and he is gone. Touchdown right out of the gates for the Wolverines. What a strike from 56 yards away, and East Webster is back on top.
Man alive, LaKendrick Potts, how do you do? Just he's just had a phenomenal game, Bryan. Like I said, came in with 1,000 yards, 16 touchdowns, and he has performed at the highest level tonight here in the state title game against, coming in as the underdog. You've got to be impressed, but also that throw there from Avent was spot on. Just a great pitch and catch for East Webster there.
Between the two QBs coming in, they each had 19 touchdown passes. Avent's had the better of him this evening, though, with all 3 TD passes now for the Wolverines. And that, again, was a Trustmark Bank touchdown. People you trust, advice that works. Member FDIC. Now a little movement. Yep, a little movement on the right side.
False start.
On the Atmos Energy extra point. They'll have to try again. Trying to give themselves a 2-point spot
False
here.
start. Offense. Multiple players. 5-yard penalty. Retry point after.
That's the second multiple players penalty we've had.
Everybody but the quarterback again.
Unbelievable. Atmos Energy, fueling our energy future, online at atmosenergy.com. They're the sponsors of these extra points tonight, as they'll change personnel and go with a different look on the extra point here now. Since they did show their hand, they'll go back to the traditional point after here, making it a 5-point game. And that will bring Gaskin back into the mix, out of the hold of Stidham. Snap is back. It's down, placed good. Kick is up and through as well, and a perfect conversion there. So it is 7 on the board and 21 so far in the game for East Webster. They have back the lead on their first possession. You're listening to the High School Football State Championship Radio Network, presented by Farm Bureau. Back in 30 seconds.
Mississippi farmers raise over 800,000 head of cattle each year. We take care of our livestock so you get what's good for your family on your table. We are only one of thousands, but we are united as one to grow the food, fiber, and shelter you need every day. Mississippi needs farmers. The farm families of Mississippi.
We're back in Davis-Wade Stadium. It is 21-16 East Webster, and a quick look at your APAC Mississippi scoring summary.
Yeah, 56-yard touchdown strike from Avent to Potts. It's 21-16 East Webster.
That took 13 seconds off the clock as well. Another run-up kickoff taken, this time by the Oilers, and not as good a return as the Wolverines had a moment ago. Moore is shut down at about the 35-yard line or so. That'll set him up with a first down.
Surprising ball game. I mean, Heidelberg, that has dominated everybody they've played this season, to be in this cat fight here against East Webster, it's just, you never know what's going to happen when you make it to this title game.
We literally had a cat fight earlier today.
Well, we did.
Yeah, Lions and Tigers. We just
Lions
missing
and
the
Tigers.
Bears.
Oh my.
Yeah. You were reading my mind. 11:33 to go. That could be a good or a bad thing. I'm not sure which.
That's dangerous.
Kraft in the shotgun with backs to each side, has protection, and looks over all of his options. Again, that pressure comes. He's going to go down. The ball comes out. Is it a fumble or is it or he does recover it either way. Wow, what a great job to get in the backfield by Prentice Cork.
Oh, Prentice Cork's been all over the backfield today. Only running a 3-4-man rush there. Not doing anything too fancy with that East Webster defensive line. And Kraft is very fortunate to get that ball back. It looked like it was a fumble coming out.
Cork unofficially 8 tackles, 2 solos, 1.5 sacks. Might have been credited with something there as well that hasn't been registered just yet. But, boy, what a phenomenal defensive effort from Prentice Cork. 21-16 the score, 10:55 remaining in quarter 3. Brought to you by Mississippi Blood Services. And a straight keeper. Look at the running room for Chase Kraft. He's still on his feet at the midfield stripe, steps out of bounds just shy of the defender in McCurry, who knocks him or forces him out of the 48 of East Webster, and they're into the territory of the Wolverines with another Environment Masters first down.
They zone read, and they just a great seal block out there on the edge on the end, and he was able to take it himself and get a big gain there for a first down for Heidelberg. They're in plus territory for the first time in this half.
The defender out there, Potts, he had a big tug of jersey. And boy, speaking of jerseys, unfortunately, Kraft's jersey has just taken a beating. It's still ripped up, and he's still on his feet. He's at the 35-30, puts on another gear inside the William Carey red zone, hauled down from behind. Another first down run for the Heidelberg Oilers. It's an Environment Masters first down carry.
A well-blocked zone play there for Heidelberg. He was able to get out in the flat there, or out in the seam there, and just took off. Just good top-end speed by the youngster there from Heidelberg. Really like what I saw from Caden Porter on that run.
Yeah, good catch. That was Porter. My apologies, not Kraft. That was a great read on his job of giving the play off. This time he keeps it, and not as great a read because coming up is Crowley again. Boy, he has been sensational. If it's not Cork, then it's Crowley.
Yeah, Dagan Crowley, outside linebacker. They're cutting him loose and telling him to go find the football. That's exactly what he's done all night long. I love his instinct and how he plays the game.
Ball resting at the 14-yard line, 10-12 to play, 1st and 10. That Environment Masters first down can be found at environmentmasters.com, hassle-free plumbing and AC. And they do take care of your heater, too. Don't worry, I know we're talking about AC all the time, but look, it's cold. They take care of all that stuff. Play clock now at 10 seconds to go. Game clock under 10 minutes. It's still a 5-point lead for East Webster, but Heidelberg threatening to answer on their first possession of the second half. Kraft will hand it off. Very little running room up the middle again for Caden Porter, as Porter's knocked down at about the 13-yard line, a gain of maybe 1.
A great job there on the defensive front there by East Webster. Nose guard, we ain't talked about Hayden Graham. He's done a nice job today. He's 6'2", 270-pound nose guard there. Nice job of plugging that hole up and not letting much handle go on there. Linebacker was able to clean it up. Small gain on that play. 3rd down 9 for Heidelberg.
Kraft will check in. Continual subs here. Heading that far sideline is Lathan Gavin. Play clock is at 7 seconds. Game clock at 9:09 and counting. Still 21-16 East Webster. Now play clock down to 1 second, and they will call timeout to avoid another penalty. And those are the ones that may come back to haunt you in a close ball game when you can't get a playoff in time. We'll take a 30-second timeout down the line on the High School Football State Championships Radio Network presented by Farm Bureau.
We don't treat cancer or design breathtaking buildings or slow cook the town's most talked about barbecue. That's all you. You're the ones who create and astonish, game and laugh, who come together and imagine a safer, more connected world. The things you do inspire us every day. So much so, it's right there in our name. Customer inspired. C-Spire. Inspired by you.
We chose to use Environment Masters for our maintenance needs. So I get the phone calls. It's time for your, checkup. We want to schedule you. I appreciate that. That's really helpful.
Our Priority 1 maintenance program gives us the chance to do in-depth maintenance.
The Golden Triangle area. Found out this week that East Webster's left tackle, Briley Misso, is actually related. Both of our grandparents are first cousins. So I don't know what that makes us. We're just somewhat sharing a bloodline somewhere in there.
Distantly related.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, this has been a fun reunion of sorts, if you will, for our crew, because when we have a group text message thread that feeds throughout the year, but there's nothing like being in person and hanging out and calling football games, is there?
Well, it's not, and I'll say this going back to Caleb's kinfolk here. They're kin close enough that if the young man wins the lottery, Caleb is allowed to call up and ask for money. You're allowed to do that.
Yeah, what's that up to now? It was like $750 million before we started this week.
I don't
right?
know. We need to look with the. There you $820 million. What Wild Bill said, man, we may need to go buy us a ticket tonight, throw $1 in there. But no, you're exactly right. The opportunity to come back here and just fellowship with you guys and just have some face-to-face time is awesome, and then learn from each other, and as we try to do the best to improve our craft. We all love high school football so much. We want to give back to our schools and our communities, and this is a great opportunity for us to fellowship and to learn from each other and get better at our craft.
Yeah, massive thank you to all you guys for allowing me to step inside the fraternity and be a part without any, rituals, rituals that had to go through.
We love you, man. We love you.
9:02 to go. Kraft back to pass. 3rd down and long. Kraft steps up in the pocket. Now pressure comes from behind. Tries to shake a defender. Cannot. He goes down to the 13, right at the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up a 4th down decision for the Oilers.
Hey, there's your guy, Prentice Cork again, UB. He's just been all over the field tonight, able to come back on the backside, get that sack there. Huge 4th down now decision for Darryl Carter. Really don't have a kicking game, so I imagine you're going to see the Oilers have to go for this one.
9th tackle for Cork, already nearing double figures on the defensive side, which is just insane to think about when you add that up here already in the 3rd quarter, and he's got that many. 8:28 and counting left in the 3rd quarter. 21-16 East Webster. Play clock down to 10 seconds. Snap is back to Kraft. He looks, now throws it right over the middle, and he throws it nearly into an East Webster waiting arms of McCurry, but either way, it is a turnover on downs.
Yeah, Jacaden Moore was standing there about the 5-yard line wide open. He was very frustrated. The ball went behind him. But getting back to Prentice Court, youngster came into this ball game, 99 tackles on the season, 31 tackles for loss, 10.5 sacks on the season. He is a force for this team here from East Webster, and he's done a nice job tonight of containing Chase Kraft.
Well, another wasted trip into the William Carey University red zone by the Heidelberg Oilers. That's their first failed attempt inside the red zone, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Now the East Webster Wolverines will take over at their own 13-yard line. A stacked trio of receivers, one in motion now right in front of Stidham, who's backing at quarterback. And, oh, my goodness, Moy just lowers his helmet and says, I'm going to run you over, and does for 2 yards.
God, I love R.T. Moy. I mean, just a big-bodied guy. Come in 888 yards on the season, 13 touchdowns. He is a big-body back. I mean, I just love the way he plays the game.
Just the thunderous, I mean, the collision could be felt up here.
Yeah, he's trading some paint down there tonight.
Under 8 minutes to go in third quarter action, brought to you by Mississippi Blood Services. 7:48 and counting now as Stidham again sends another man in motion. Now sets him down. Stidham looks over the options right down the middle. I mean, he fires a bullet to Cork. Cork says, not only can I do it on the defensive side, I can do it on the offensive side too, and he is across the 30 to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, just a check down. He's playing tight end. He gets down about the 19-yard line, turns around and says, I'm wide open, and he was. Stidham did a great job of getting him the ball, advancing it up almost to the 35, the 33-yard line. Great pitch and catch for East Webster.
His first catch for 18 yards is an Environment Masters first down reception for the Wolverines. Nearing the halfway point, about a minute and 20 seconds away from that spot here in the third quarter. Wolverines with a 5-point advantage, football possession, just gaining another first down. That was their 11th of the night. This play will go maybe, they actually lost 2 on the play, and blowing it up in the backfield again for the Oilers was Levine and Gavin.
Yeah, Levine did a nice job of cleaning that up. Gavin came in, as you alluded to, and really set the tempo there, and Levine was able to clean it up on the backside. Second down and a long 11 for East Webster.
21-16 Wolverines over the Oilers. Third quarter action as Stidham stays in on this dual quarterback system. Seen Avant and Stidham a good chunk tonight, as you expected. Pocket somewhat collapses, so he steps up, tries to throw, and dumps one off. Caught, and somehow he stayed behind the line of scrimmage to get it to McCurry in time. Enough for another Wolverine first down.
I just love the way he climbs up in the pocket, Bryan. He had pressure all around him. He maintained his vision down the field. He looked and he found his wide receiver. That was beautifully played. Great reception there on the back end. That was by McCurry. First down, East Webster. They are moving the ball more toward midfield.
Another Environment Masters first down. EnvironmentMasters.com. Stidham continues his success in the passing game. He's now 8 of 12 for 104. Both have thrown for over 100 yards now in the contest. Stidham still looking for his first touchdown pass. It will not come here on a pass breakup in the secondary. A great job reaching around there by Gavin and knocking the ball away.
Crowley wanted a pass interference call. It looked like it was just good coverage. He was on his hip there in his back pocket, and he's allowed to play with him there, and that was a nice job of defense there by the Heidelberg defensive back. That would have been Gavin.
Might have had that left arm hooked a little bit, but again, the ball was not quite really all that catchable.
He was just hugging him. It wasn't not that big of a deal.
Just a Mississippi greeting.
Right.
Stidham in the shotgun. Moy to his right. 3 receivers at the top of the formation. Whistles blow and a false start.
Well, every official threw their flag. I guess they all wanted to get involved in this action.
Is this multiple players again? It'd be the third time tonight if it was.
Everybody but the cheerleaders moved.
Snap infraction. Offense.
Oh,
just the opposite.
5-yard penalty.
Okay.
Remain second down.
So everybody was supposed to move, and they didn't.
Center moved it. Nobody else did.
Yeah.
All right, 5:53 remains in quarter number 3. 5-point lead for the Wolverines. 2nd and 15 coming up here. The other thing, too, that we have not documented enough is the way the bands have been adding to the atmosphere as well.
Oh, it's
during play.
Phenomenal. I love the bands being here. Those kids deserve just as much recognition as these football players. They make the Friday night atmosphere what it is. Love having the bands here.
No doubt. can't play music during games, so they are the ones that provide the soundtrack to Friday nights. Stidham rolls to his right on 2nd and 15, fires a high ball that is high pointed. Did he come down in bounds?
I think he's out of bounds.
Incomplete, they say. Sailing out of bounds with that ball was Miles Stidham.
Oh, I love the job by the sophomore receiver. Just his momentum going, fading off to the sideline, took him out of bounds, but a great job. Well, I don't know. That back toe might have touched down. We don't have replay.
It did, but I think his front foot hit first.
Yeah, guys, looking live at it, he definitely had the first foot in the white.
Yeah. That back foot came down, but I think it was the second foot to hit.
The momentum took him out of bounds. But a great catch by that youngster, but incomplete pass. 3rd and long now. 3rd and 15 for East Webster.
Back at their own 39-yard line. Game clock at 5:45 and counting. Still a 5-point lead for the Wolverines. Stidham will throw. Steps up, looks, nobody open, and now he'll just dump a little flare pass just on the sideline, but not able to get over to it in time was Coffey, and that will bring up 4th down.
Well, I like the concept of trying to go to Coffey. He wanted to go deep down the middle of the field. I think that was McCurry, or maybe that was Cork. I can't really see the number.
Offense, number 70. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Well, they're trying to go to McCurry, but it doesn't really matter anyway because they're going to call holding on the play, 10-yard spot foul.
Come on, cousin.
I don't know if I wouldn't decline.
Are you surprised?
This.
That's what I was about to say. Are you
that
surprised?
Penalty is declined.
Okay, yeah.
There we go.
I was like, why would you not
4th down.
decline that with it being 4th and 15? But, yeah, they did figure out and read our minds.
Yeah, Daryl Carter's down there saying, hey, I don't want that penalty. We want a medical punt.
They will, in fact, make them punt, and so East Webster will give the ball back to the Oilers with just, 5:39 on the clock, so it'll be around the 5.5-minute mark, depending upon this return opportunity. Back again to punt is Gaskin, as Jordan Gaskin sends this one to the right side away from the returner, and it'll trickle out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. With C Spire, you've got all the technology you need for connected living. Fiber fast home internet, ultra-secure Wi-Fi, and nationwide 5G wireless you can count on at cspire.com. C Spire, customer inspired. Only way that I'm able to support my man cave with my 6 television screens and multiple Apple TVs and all that stuff running. You got to have fiber to make it work.
Absolutely. The C Spire fiber is amazing. I have it at my home, and I'm just so grateful that we were finally able to get that technology in our neighborhood, and we got it, and we've enjoyed every minute of it.
Let me tell you the thing that changes it, though, is their customer service.
Oh, they're fantastic. They're great.
No. They're not fantastic. They are off the charts amazing.
They are.
Answer the call any time of day or night and get it fixed within minutes, it feels like.
They are great.
Game clock at 5:32. Play clock at 5 seconds as Kraft finally gets it off. He'll fire a quick tunnel screen, looking to make some moves and runs, and not able to. Just can't escape the grasses more. He's dumped down at about the 26-yard line, a loss of 2 on the play.
Man, they are gang tackling UB. I counted 7 white hats as they corralled him out a little flares pass. And, one kid goes to him, Crowley gets there to him, and then 6 more of his brothers gets there to help him out. This defense is swarming for East Webster. They're not giving Heidelberg anything tonight.
Loss of 2, so 2nd and 12. Got to be frustrating for the Oilers. Now we got an injured Oiler still down on the ground.
Officials timeout.
And they have taken a timeout for the injured player. But we'll keep it here for right now as the Oilers just trying to make something happen on this drive. And if you feel like you get to the 4th quarter and it's still a 1-possession game, you still feel pretty good about the way this game is going.
Oh, absolutely you do. If you're East Webster, you want to try to score as much as you can. If you're looking at the Cherokee Brick stat tracker here, very impressed with his dual quarterback system. Stidham 8 of 15 for 104 yards. Avett 6 of 13 for 158 yards. Combined, they're 14 of 28, 50%. Probably would like to be a little higher than that, but for 262 yards, 3 touchdowns. This 2-quarterback system that Ron Price works. It truly works.
After the injured player is helped off, it is clock moving under 5 minutes now. 21-16 East Webster. 2nd down and 11, maybe 12 to go. Fighting through arm tackles. Working his way forward is Caden Porter, getting across to the 30-yard line. Brings up a 3rd down and a little more manageable after the gain of about 5.
Man, Caden Porter is my type of guy. Tough runner. Not a big guy. He's got the Eric Dickerson glasses. Remember the Eric Dickerson glasses from the 1980s? Man, he looks tough out there. I like this little guy. He runs hard for Daryl Carter's Heidelberg Oilers.
And he's even got one of those face masks that has a widened little wire, so he's got a wider look of the field. I really like that look, too. Just got a close-up of that on the Jumbotron. 4:10 to go in quarter number 3, brought to you by Mississippi Blood Services. Kraft fires a completed pass. It's good for a first down, and then spun down to the 46-yard line. Could have been also kind of a dangerous tackle there right around his ankles, and it might have actually caused a little bit of an injury there on Gavin. And now we have multiple players down, one in the backfield and also the receiver as well. That is
Kraft has not moved. He is down on the field. He has not moved since he has made contact. The trainers are out there.
He's moving now.
Checking on him, but he took a hard hit to the ground.
Yeah, he might have a concussion there.
Threw back across his body, and it looked like, the momentum just carried him to the ground. That's a scary look. And then we've got another injured player about midfield around the 45-yard line. He's moving around. Looks like he may have a lower body injury, maybe a cramp.
Well, good news, they did roll Kraft over. Wouldn't have done that had they not been for sure that he was not okay. So they will continue to take a look at him and make sure they're both okay. He's up now, sitting up on his own is Kraft. The other injured player is not yet, as the cramp is being worked out. And if you've ever gotten one of those, they're hard to get rid of.
It was Elite Performance Physical Therapy crew and Mississippi Sports Medicine crew out there. They've done a phenomenal job taking care of our student athletes this weekend. And that was a scary moment there for Chase Kraft. He was motionless for a good 30 seconds, but now he's coming off on his own power, so they'll go over, probably do concussion protocol on and check him out, make sure that he's able to come back into this ball game.
Caleb's near that tent. He'll go check on that and get us a report as far as the 2 players at one still being worked on. And maybe they can go send some pickle juice his way. I don't know.
Yeah, pickle juice and mustard. Help him out.
I did see some mustard packets sitting on the sideline.
Yeah.
Well, because you don't think about it when it's cold about cramps, because you don't think to hydrate.
Well, you don't hydrate. Absolutely.
Yeah. Sometimes it's the worst times is to get cramps is when it's cold. It also hurts a lot worse when it's cold.
Yeah.
I speak from experience, that's why. 4:02 to go.
That is a deep cramp he's got. He's standing up and he can barely move his leg. Don't mean to be laughing at him. It's just it's a very painful injury right now that he's trying to battle and get through.
You got to walk heel first.
Got to get it out.
Get that heel rolling forward, and maybe you can get it that direction and work it out before you get back in there. He'll have to set out a play for sure. Caleb's already got a report, looks like, on old Chase Kraft.
Yeah, guys, Chase Kraft all smiles. Just had a cut on his lip they had to tend to and make sure it stopped bleeding before he could go back in.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
so
he can't come in. He's got to be off the field.
Yeah, I was about to say he did get tended to, so he'll have to sit out for one play. And the coaching staff realizing that, sending him back off. As it is first down and 10 after that play. Environment Masters first down. Scary moment, but good news. It all worked out for both sides. Got wrong 12. Graves is in there at quarterback now. And looks like the thumbs up right there goes to Kraft. He'll be heading back on the field now after that one play he had to miss. 2nd down and 9 coming up.
Yeah, safe play to Graves. Just did the direct snap to him. Tried to do the student body to the left, student body to the right. Good job by Prentice Cork, our guy out there at defensive end, to plug that up. Now Chase Kraft's back in the ball game for Heidelberg. 2nd down, 9.
Kraft has one back to his left, and he will keep it himself and read that option well. Kraft on his feet, down inside the 45 to about the 41-yard line. Another Environment Masters first down carry for Chase Kraft.
Yeah, read the end. He liked what he saw, and he took off, and looks like they did a little work on his jersey, or are we looking at seeing his shoulder pads? I thought like the white tape got yanked off. Now they just took off the tape altogether.
Well, and now his undershirt's gotten ripped too. I mean, he looks like he's just completely falling apart right now.
They don't have a sewing kit down there on the Heidelberg sideline?
He's going to look like Rambo before it's over.
No doubt. They don't have time to sew it. He's on the field all the time. Kraft now rolling to his right, dumps it off, has almost a first down and dives. What a diving effort at the last moment for that first down carry or catch and carry by Prentice Cork.
Well, that's Cade Porter out there.
Cade Porter. I got so excited about 8. I'm just thinking Cork.
Hey, it's one of those 8s. This 8 is Porter, and like I said, we like the little guy. He just gets the ball. He runs hard and able to get the first down to the 31-yard line of East Webster. Heidelberg, they are moving. 2 minutes, 40 seconds to go, trailing 21-16.
Ball at the 31-yard line. 1st and 10, that Environment Masters first down. Kraft again, far side of the field, complete. Able to get maybe 2 or 3 yards in the play as Graves, before he's brought down at about the 29-yard line.
That was a long throw and a lot of running for Graves, able to get something out of nothing, and it's going to be 2nd down 7. They credit him with 3 yards on that play.
Almost just over 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. 21-16 East Webster still with the lead and the only points in this quarter. They're the only team that's scored in every quarter thus far, and a straight carry ahead for Kraft, and a flag flies. A little late extracurricular activity taking place here.
That's the old high flag. That's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct, so that'll be a 15-yard penalty.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 56.
Personal foul.
15-yard penalty. Remains third down.
They always catch the second guy, don't they?
Oh, yeah. Second person with the hand in the cookie jar.
Don't forget to visit Columbus. That's Columbus, Mississippi, with its rich historical heritage. It's a perfect destination for anyone who appreciates classic Southern architecture, food, and hospitality. More online at visitcolumbusms.com. And that backs up Heidelberg all the way to the 44-yard line of East Webster and makes it 3rd and 23.
Oh, yeah, Daryl Carter's not going to be happy about that. You had 3rd manageable, go down 3rd and 23. You've struggled all night to move the football, or at least in the second half here. You can't have those middle mistakes like that.
And they're trailing by 5 at the same time. All this frustration is happening. Play clock down to 1 second. They just get them off in time. Kraft tries to dump off a screen, and with room to run this time is Porter, and he leaps over another defender down to the 35. He's got a chance to break this for a first down. He's just 1 yard shy, but that gives them a chance now on 3rd and 23. If they don't get the first down right there, 1 yard to go now on 4th down.
Yeah, man, the little guy is taking over. He's done a great job. Had 812 yards on the season, 12 touchdowns.
Officials timeout for an injured player.
While they have the injured player, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to the state champ.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, hit me up with my homies, and we do it all again.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
Come in and blows it dead. It looks like he did just yank the ball out of Kraft's hands. But let's talk about what they were able to do. Dalen Crowley come up and going to stonewall that defense. Also, I like what I saw out of the nose guard, Hayden Graham, that time, the big junior, 6'2", all 270 pounds of him, coming up and really plugging that center up. But all that matters now is that East Webster is going to have the ball with 33 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
Guys, and on that last play, the injured Oiler was actually number 54. It was the replacement left tackle, Christopher Bender. So they were down to their 3rd man on the roster, the 2 deep, to try to fill that slot for that 4th and 1 play.
Wow, great coverage there, Caleb. I had no idea. That is really tough for Heidelberg if they get the ball back, or when they get the ball back, because you know they'll get it back at least a time or two left based on what we've seen drive chart-wise. But, man, a tough blow there. And they are only 33 seconds away from the final frame. New quarterback, I say different quarterback, not new, as Avent throws up a lob, and it's picked off just shy of midfield, and Heidelberg gets the ball right back. A takeaway by the defense of the Oilers and Dion Gilmore.
Well, what they tried to do that time, UB, on the defensive line for Heidelberg is they're trying to shade in on the center and the guards. They brought in big 75, Isaiah Newell, all 6'2", 351 pounds of him. He was able to good surge there, get back into the face of the quarterback. An ill-advised throw there, and it's picked off by Heidelberg.
And you saw Stidham and Coffey both running the same route, too, for East Webster. Even a worse thing that could happen. Yeah. 2 guys in the area, neither one of them come up with it, except an Oiler. What a catch there by Gilmore. 1st and 10 for Heidelberg with 27 seconds. What a flip now for Heidelberg. They looked like they were about to maybe give up a potential drive to East Webster and maybe a 2-score deficit. Now they get the ball back with the whole 4th quarter still to go and a chance now to pick back up where they left off in that last drive. Go right back to the air. Will Kraft Far sideline catch, and look at the swarm of white jerseys around the receiver, Gavin. I mean, there were at least 5 white jerseys around him to take him down after a gain of 4.
Yeah, not to one up you, but there were 8. So there were 8 white jerseys within the vicinity. But as we both are saying, game tackling, they are swarming to the football.
That'll take us to the end of the third quarter. That'll be the final 12 minutes in the Class 2A state championship coming up next here on the network. We'll take 90 seconds down the line. You're listening to High School Football 2A State Championships Radio Network, presented by Farm Bureau.
She had a good coach that pointed her in the right direction, and we were able to get to her quick enough, and she's young and healthy enough that she's going to have a great outcome.
I would say the biggest difference is just how Dr. Moss explained everything. I went into my second surgery knowing exactly what after surgery was going to look like, what during surgery was going to look like, and it just made me feel a lot more comfortable and confident with my outcome.
Put faith in our vehicles to connect us. We understand how important it is to have transportation you can rely on. So no matter what the road ahead brings, we'll be there, offering you and your family the support that's made Farm Bureau Insurance a trusted name for over 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Contort that way.
Bringing a mustard.
Fourth quarter is presented by Farm Families of Mississippi. Mississippi needs farmers. More online at farmfamiliesms.org. As we start the fourth quarter in our Mississippi Sports Medicine broadcast booth, we'll check in again with Caleb Hamill on Mississippi Air National Guard sideline reports, and injuries have been the story so far on that sideline.
Yeah, guys, in cold weather, sometimes it's hard to not prepare for hydration. Right now, Heidelberg's having to get Caden Porter, big athlete there on the offensive side, stretched out. They have been trying to work on that cramp for a while.
Heidelberg back in action, and down goes Gilmore. It looked like Gilmore. Was it 11 or was it 1? I thought it was Kraft. Oh, it is Kraft. I don't know. You know, I'm up here and I don't use my binoculars. I see double. So 1 doubled up on me there, and I was like, that is not right. So it was Kraft, and Kraft picks up a couple.
Yeah, it's the quarterback that's got half his jersey ripped off.
That's right. Maybe that's what I saw. The ripped part looked like another 1.
Like another 1. Yeah, it goes the length of his jersey.
It is torn. This is the part where you can't see this action, unfortunately.
Hey, I tell you what, they are battling out there, folks.
It is a physical ball game, that is for sure, between these two 2A Titans. 40 seconds into the final frame. Play clock down to 5 seconds. As Chase Kraft, Mr. Football for 2A, accepts the shotgun snap, has good protection, and the pocket holds. Helmet comes off of one of the offensive linemen. He's got to be careful not to continue to engage. He did, probably getting a penalty there as Kraft scrambles and gets close to a first down, but this, I think, penalty is going to be on the Oilers.
Yeah, I believe so. I honestly thought it was 54 out there that had that got his helmet knocked off. That was going to be Christopher Bender. I thought he stopped.
No, he then tried to continue the block, it looked like to me, and I think that's what's going to come back here on them, of continuing to engage when your helmet comes off. You've got to basically get away from the play if your helmet comes off.
That's a tough penalty on a kid.
Yeah, it's a safety issue for
is.
sure, but it's still hard to
certainly
tell a kid, hey, don't go towards the ball.
Personal foul. Number 54, offense, participating without a helmet.
Yep.
Remains third down.
That's just part of the game, unfortunately.
It's a good rule, but it's a tough rule. Yep. It's a necessary evil, I guess.
And I'll say this, it was just a shove. It wasn't much of anything, but it was a shove, unfortunately.
And I think that's what Daryl Carter is trying to explain down to the line judge. Hey, you know, he wasn't really engaged in anything, just stuck his arm out.
11:01 to go in quarter number 4 at the 41-yard line. So that was almost a first down carry by Kraft. You're talking about basically a 20-yard penalty.
Easily.
Even though it only goes down as a 15-yarder.
So now 3rd and 21 for the Oilers.
Back at their own 41-yard line, they trail 21-16 on a night that continues to cool off here in Starkville, Mississippi. Play clock is all the way down to 1 second. Zeros, they don't get it off in time. Flag flies, delay of game. But now the whistle on the sideline says they might have gotten a timeout called prior to that. Or did they? No. They're going to stick with the delay.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
Or a false start before the delay.
Yeah.
Take your pick. The back judge definitely threw the flag for delay, but there must have been another flag we just didn't see. So third and long becomes third and longer.
3rd and 26.
Kraft and the Oilers going in the wrong direction right now here in the fourth quarter. A 3-receiver set to the top of the formation, 1 to the bottom. Pressure comes again. Kraft has time to throw in a unloading of a tackle on Deion Gilmore by Zamarian Jones. My goodness, what a hit.
Well, I tell you what, Ma Jones, he laid into him. That was a clean hit. It's almost what you call a hospital ball, but there was nothing dirty about it, just a clean hit. He put a shoulder into the midsection of the receiver there for Heidelberg, and that's going to bring up a 4th down and long situation, and Coach Carter is going to send the punt team out.
And Crowley, credit him for that quarterback hurry. He's the reason as to why Kraft had to get rid of that ball so quickly. 4th and 15. Clock under 10 minutes to go in the game. Play clock again all the way under 5 before the high snap comes. He's able to reel it in just barely and get the punt off, taken at the 26-yard line, and Potts looks for a far side return. Potts has a little bit of a running return, but there's a flag down at the same time. There are 4 flags down. In case you were wondering, there is a flag in the backfield, 4 of them back near the 40.
And I guarantee you not everybody saw that. They just said, oh, well, 1 threw a flag, let's all throw a flag. Follow the leader.
They just wanted to get involved in the action.
I'm being facetious, folks. I apologize.
It was, trying to see.
During the return, holding, 19, the receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 1st down, East Webster.
13th total penalty called tonight. Here's the one thing, though, for East Webster, that's their first, quote, major penalty. Every other penalty has been just 5 yards so far, whereas the other side, you've had basically an average of 10 yards every penalty.
Yeah, well, I got to say this. I mean, every person in the stadium, as the way the officials were throwing flags, saw that holding call. So, but yeah, there has been some sloppy play here, throughout this ball game with some of the penalties under the coaching staff. These are 2 highly disciplined teams, so I know these coaching staffs are going to be disappointed in seeing that. But nonetheless, East Webster does have the football. Going to be 1st and 10. 9 minutes, 36 seconds to go in this ball game. They are leading this game 21-16.
We're inside the Farm Families of Mississippi, 4th quarter. East Webster trying to secure a title here for the Wolverines. Snap finally comes back, and a little dump off by Stidham, and he overshoots his intended target, and Moy just kind of threw that too far out in front of him.
Yeah, he was kind of rushed. He had trying to set up some type of inside screen here. Moy was out in the flat, and he had a good pass rush coming into his face. He just kind of sailed that one out in the front of Moy, an incomplete pass.
East Webster still in search of their first ever state title. This is their 3rd appearance. For also their 3rd appearance, the Oilers looking for their 2nd consecutive state title as they won last year. And they'll fake the formation look here. It looked like almost a wildcat look there. Now they'll put Stidham back in their quarterback. Stidham will hand it off to Moy. He's bottled up, nowhere to go by the Oiler defense, maybe gained a yard.
Well, that play, what they were trying to do is get Heidelberg to jump off sides to get them a free 5 yards. Good discipline that time by the defensive line from Heidelberg not to move into the neutral zone. Not much going on that play, just a dive play into the A gap. It was bottled up really well by the Heidelberg defense. It's going to be 3rd down and 10, or a long 9 for the Wolverines.
Moy now has 6 carries for 6 yards. Had a tough night at the office. Tough sledding up the middle tonight. They'll provide protection this time for Stidham, who rolls now to his right as the pocket breaks down. Slings one sidearm, complete for a 1st down across the 40-yard line. And that is McCurry with the big catch and run. Environment Masters first down.
Well, McCurry, that was not his route. He ran an in route, and then he broke it out when he saw his quarterback in trouble. Worked it toward the sideline and gave his quarterback an option to throw it to, so it was a check down to him. Exceptional job of getting the first down for the Wolverines.
Ball at the 43-yard line. Game clock at 8:48. Play clock at 15 seconds. They glance back to the sidelines. And Cooper Stidham, who is 9 of 17 now for 120 yards in the ball game. After that big Environment Masters first down, Wolverines will roll to the left now with Stidham. Plenty of time to throw. Now the pocket breaks down. He just dumps one off, and somehow Moy comes up with a catch, and he gets a first down somehow as a flag flies from way back in the backfield.
They're going to call like a blindside block. I do not like that call at all. Back judge throwing that flag. That was a good, clean block out there, and I don't like that play at all, if that's what the call is going to be.
Yeah. It was right after he picked up the first down yardage, so it'll be from that spot, which means it will still be
There
first
is
down.
no foul on the previous play.
Very good.
Results of the play is a first down.
Very good.
That's one of those, they looked at the Jumbotron and made a call on that.
Well, I hope so, because that was not a foul at all. It was just a good block out there by the wide receiver springing his running back free. But good job by Stedman rolling out and finding someone out there, finding Moy on a check down.
It is an Environment Masters first down at the Heidelberg 45-yard line. East Webster on the move again. First and 10 with the play clock nearing 5 seconds. Stidham will accept the snap, hand it off to Moy. Moy comes near side, hasn't had a great night running the football, but he gets his best result here of the night. Takes down a trash can as his defender knocked him out of bounds at the very last step by Gilmore. It was a legal hit in bounds. It just, his progress carried him into that trash can.
That's a big youngin', and he took that momentum, and physics took over, and all of a sudden he took that trash can out, and let's get a check on that trash can down there to see if it's okay.
It's still good. It's still good.
Yeah, thank you, Caleb.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
Eagle Eye Hamill down there taking care for us tonight.
They were even at the half, 156 to 155 in total yardage. In this half, it's 129 to 126. I mean, you can't draw up a better result when you want to in a championship game. Stidham in the shotgun will accept it. Provide protection is Moy. Pocket breaks down again. Said that all night long. Screen pass again, and Moy can't make the grab, but it's incomplete, so that'll put him back up at the 45 instead of a loss if he catches that one.
My goodness, he is getting rushed so hard right now by this Heidelberg defense. That time it was McKenzie coming in. They're just not able to get back to him. He's doing a great job of checking down to his back when he needs to as a good safety valve for him, but a frustrated defensive line from Heidelberg because they've had numerous times where they had him in their crosshairs, just not able to bring him down for the sack.
It brings up 2nd and 10 for the Wolverines with the clock at 8:12 left in the final frame. Stidham sends a man in motion to his left and now rolls the pocket in that direction. Looks downfield. Here comes the pressure, and down he goes. Cameron King with a quarterback sack once again for the Heidelberg Oilers.
Well, Cam King got him that time. They've been trying all night to sack Stedman. He just rolls out and usually has a check down. Didn't have one this time, and a big sack here. A 3rd down and 15 in the 4th quarter. But a great job of getting that sack back around the 41-yard line by Cam King.
He's got a sack and a half now, along with 4 total tackles in the ball game. And that brings up 3rd down and 15 now for the Wolverines. 8th play of the drive. Started way back at their own 26-yard line. They're in Heidelberg territory. Pressure comes again up the middle. Stidham able to avoid it and get it complete on the far sideline to Coffey. Gets out of bounds, but shy of the first down by 5 yards.
Brought Antonio Gavin on a blitz off the edge, and Stidham was able to dance out of it, get it up the field to McCurry. What would have been a big loss if he were able to get him now is a 4th and manageable for Ron King. 4th and 5 from the 30-yard line. And got to think that they're likely going to keep the offense out on the field here.
Antonio Gavin was injured on the play, had to head off for a play. I think they still have 11 out there. They did get a sub out there for him. 7:17 remains in the final quarter of action.
I'm thinking Coach Price is going to have to take a timeout here with this play clock running down under 5 now.
Yep, he takes the timeout as well, and so will we. Back in 30 seconds
Timeout.
from the High School
East
Football
Webster.
State Championships Radio Network,
That's their first
presented by
timeout of the
Farm
second
Bureau.
half.
Pick 6 for $19.99 is the perfect meal for 2.
I can't believe we're on a date.
Oh, I'm just here for pick 6.
Imagine what our kids would look like.
I don't want to have kids with you.
6 kids.
6!
Pick 6!
Wait, could we eat here every meal?
Yes.
All right, I'm down. Pick 6 meal for 2 for $19.99.
Genuine Mississippi, grown and raised and crafted, made. Genuine Mississippi.
Welcome back to Starkville, Mississippi. Davis Wade Stadium is the location. Almost 6 games down, which means just one titanic matchup later on tonight between Tupelo and Gulfport. Still one more game. Ben Ingram on the call this evening. And that should be a lot of fun with Brandon Davis and Jared Schatz, and I don't know who else is in the booth with you guys. Are you on the sideline?
I'm going to be on the sideline for this last one. I'll be down there where it's cold.
We actually had Jake Wimberley's going to be on color for that.
Right.
Jared will be spotting.
That's right. Jake Wims up here, and Jared will be hanging out as the spotter. A big thank you again to Java Chapman in the MPB studio for producing, along with Beaver back in the Ridgeland area, manning the station there, but also an 8-station network as Gary has taken over for Beaver because I wasn't good enough for Beaver, so he had to leave for the rest of the day. 7:14 to go in the quarter. What is drawn up here, do you think, on 4th and 5?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you obviously got to get the first down, obviously, but I think if you can get some type of a play action out here, Potts has been on fire all night long. Moy's been a great check down for you. And then you've had a lot of success getting the ball out to McCurry. So a lot of options here for East Webster. I would like to see Sediment more than likely going to roll out to the right here since they're on the far side of the field.
Caleb, does momentum feel like it's on one side or another right now?
Guys, it feels like we're in a deadlock, and I think it hinges on this play.
I agree.
Still waiting on TV to release things. Now they do, as it is 7:14 remaining in the final quarter of play. It's the Farm Families of Mississippi, 4th quarter, and this is a big 4th down attempt by the Wolverines. Stidham will be the quarterback. Moy is just to his left, and he's got a 4-receiver set, twins to each side. Again, 21-16 the score. East Webster with the lead and the ball. Looking for a 4th down conversion. Stidham lobs one up, and is it caught in bounds? They come over and they confer. Still no signal yet. Still waiting. They say catch, and that is a first down conversion, an Environment Masters first down conversion into the hands of Dakari Coffey.
Yeah, Coffey, that's one of his first receptions of the night. Good job. Just did a little out route toward the sideline, got beyond the chains there, and was able to get a first down.
Don't show that on the replay again. Don't think he had the foot down. They're inside the William Carey red zone. As Stidham will now bark it out and wait for the call to come back in. With 5 seconds on the play clock, he looks up and will get it off in time. And a big hit in the backfield. I mean, loss of 3 on the play. Immediately greeting and decleating our Porter and McKenzie.
Yeah, run blitz there is what took place there. They just came straight up the A gap, and they met him right when the ball was given to him. A good job on defense there. Loss of 2 on the play. Going to be 2nd down 12 here for East Webster.
Heidelberg 12-2 on the season, 13-1 for the Wolverines on their campaign this year. Only one's going to walk out of here with a gold trophy. 6:25 and counting, 21-16 East Webster. Moy on the play action will now watch as he looks back to his quarterback for the pass, gets it on the little dump off screen and picks up yardage down to the 11-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd and about 4.
Man, these Heidelberg linebackers, they are putting their eyes in the backfield, and when Stedman rolls out, they're allowing Moy to get behind them, and has done it multiple times tonight. Need a little more eye discipline there, and watch that back coming out of the backfield because they have been burning Heidelberg on that play, that check down play.
Because so many times you're taught as a lineman, if you get that quickly to the quarterback, more than not, it's going to be a screen. But they've gotten to him so much, it's become commonplace that they're going to get to him.
That's right.
Play clock under 10 seconds, now down to 5 seconds. 5:40 to go. Still a 5-point lead for East Webster. They got the ball and moving it, trying to get it into touchdown territory, and that one's just out of the hands, or out of reach, rather, of McCurry, and that'll bring up a very crucial, again, 4th down, this time 4th and 4.
Chase Kraft on the coverage there for Heidelberg did a great job of working down the line. Stayed had good coverage out there on McCurry, didn't bump him or anything along those lines. A great job by the quarterback.
3rd down struggles continue for East Webster, now just 2 out of 10 on our Cherokee Brick stat tracker. 3 out of 4, though, on 4th downs. So they've been much better on the 4th down conversions. We'll see if they're able to convert here. Cherokee Brick supplying bricks across America since 1877. They're going to go for the field goal try, though, here of 28 yards. Very in the range of Gaskin. And they're going to fake it and not get it. They drew up a little toss back, and Gaskin could not get to the first down marker. And that will be a turnover on downs as Heidelberg holds yet again.
Timeout on the field.
Got another injured player. Another injured player down there.
I appreciate the razzle-dazzle, but that's the old Les Miles snapper, get the ball, throw it over his shoulder to the kicker, and Gaskins, bless his heart, doesn't look like he's a very fast runner there, and that never stood a chance against this speedy Heidelberg special teams.
That looked like me trying to get the snap
or me trying to get out there. It wasn't
Caleb
pretty.
would probably have had the best chance of all of us to get it around the end, right,
Yeah.
Caleb?
Right. I think that's right.
Well, regardless, it wasn't pretty, but it was pretty for Heidelberg, and they get a turnover on downs.
They get the ball back inside their own 20 at about the 19-yard line, and they avoid going down 2 scores. That's the most important part.
Yeah, that would almost be a huge detriment going down 2 scores at this rate. How their offense has performed here in the second half. Just a phenomenal job by East Webster's defense. They've really got after this Oiler offense. Just a great coaching performance here by East Webster.
And thanks for not calling me out on my math. It's hard for days that end in Y. It would have been 8 points, so that would have been obviously a 2-point conversion away. But
hey, look, I know what you meant.
That's good. Somebody does.
Oh, yeah. I got you covered, man.
5:32 to go. East Webster maintains a 5-point advantage. Heidelberg gets the ball back. Will this be their last possession with Kraft starting it off with a pass to the near side? Goes for about 5 yards, and looking for more is Porter. He's driven out right near the sticks, maybe a yard shy.
Yeah, little guy gets to catch the ball, and he just runs so hard. Took about 3 Wolverines to knock him out of bounds. A good gain of 9 yards on first down, second down 1 at the 29.
Porter's 4th catch for now 41 yards, excuse me, 3rd catch for 41 yards on the night as Kraft continues to develop and hone his craft at that quarterback position. First down carry on the Environment Masters first down. It's the Oilers moving the sticks again with Porter.
Yeah, 2-yard gain by Porter. It wasn't very pretty, but it was effective. It gets them a first down, new set of downs, and clock continuing to run. We're under 5 minutes now in this 2A state championship ball game.
Porter now with 87 all-purpose yards on 6 runs and 3 catches, and now with 4:45 remaining and a 5-point deficit facing the Oilers. This is a crucial drive for sure. They've only got 2 timeouts left, as does East Webster. Now back to pass is Kraft. He'll fire it underneath, and a completion once again in open space. Looking for room is Graves. He's across midfield. The ball comes out. Did they recover? I think they did, and East Webster gets the ball back. Huge turnover at the 45-yard line.
Oh, my goodness. There was a slant route, and he hit him in stride, and he's just going up the field. He caught it at about the 35-yard line, and he's running up the field, but great job of the defense from East Webster. Knocked that ball loose. Give credit that time for knocking the ball loose to East Webster's Mod Jones, a senior. Excellent play there. And the Wolverines have the ball back at their own 45-yard line. You said it, UB, that was huge.
Yeah, guys, just stripped it and had that ball fall on top of his chest, raked it in, and was able to make the recovery as well. Just great job for Jones.
Just an incredible defensive effort. You never give up on a play, and that's why. Actually, boy, it looked like it kind of came out even before he hit him too hard as we glanced up at the replay up on the Jumbotron. That was just also Johnny in the right spot there by Jones. Right. All right, 4:28 to go in the final frame. And here comes East Webster one more time, trying to deliver a potential knockout blow. Moy with a first down run on first down, and it's an Environment Masters first down run of about 11 yards.
Yeah, zone run by R.T. Moy, and just good job getting 10 yards on first down. And you see Heidelberg, they are gassed out there. They play a lot of Ironman football at these lower classifications, and you can see that the lack of depth is starting to affect this Oiler team.
108 is the total number of plays after that first down carry. Again, an Environment Masters first down at the 45-yard line. 54 plays on the East Webster side, 52 plays, 106 total. Wow, that's a lot of football action. The 4-minute mark and counting. East Webster still leading by 5, 21-16. And this time on the quarterback keeper, it's Avant. He's off and running. He's got room inside the 30-yard line, wrestled down to the 25. Another Environment Masters first down as the Wolverines are looking for the knockout blow.
Zone read, he took it himself, and I like when they have Avent in the game. He just adds a different dimension to this offense, a little more of a spark than what we see out of Stedman. I think that's why Coach, the head coach there, Ron Price, he really likes this sophomore quarterback in this system that he has.
No question. What a future they've got. He has learned so much sharing the load with Cooper Stidham, who's as a described football junkie. Watches a ton of film, a ton of work, and none other than Avent has benefited from that example in the locker room and in protection. Moy carries that ball to the left side for about 3 yards, and it brings in. He's a little gimpy coming up. He will have to come out, I would imagine. Now he goes down. I don't know if that was a cramp or if that was something that was hurt worse than that.
On the
Looks like
field
just
for
a
an
cramp,
injured
though.
player.
As he goes down and sits down, waits for, oh, no, yep, I think it's a cramp. Based on his leaning back very rapidly, it's usually the case.
Training staff over assessing that young man, working on him, and you're right, they are trying to massage out that calf muscle right now.
Here's the crazy part of this game. First half, 30 total points. In 18 seconds, we saw a touchdown. That's the last time that points were scored in this game was the 11:42 mark of the third quarter.
Hey, they've settled in, and they're playing good defense. Two very well-coached ball clubs here tonight, and I was expecting to be maybe a higher scoring affair, but I'll take this one as well. This one's been a lot of fun, and it's going to come down to a great ending.
They typically call a game like this played between the 40s, but it feels like it's been played between the 20s.
It has. That's a good assessment.
They're getting drives, but just the no finishings of the drives. East Webster trying to do just that, though, as they are just nearing 2 yards away from the red zone. See if they can get there. They are 1 for 2 in the red zone so far. Heidelberg 2 for 4. East Webster on the snap and the handoff and just waiting for something to open up, but just nothing there for Potts as he, on the sweep action, looked to try to get something and lost into maybe 2 or 3 or more.
Getting down to the timeout situation, Darryl Carter and Heidelberg have 2 timeouts left, clock continuing to run. It's going to be 3rd down 13. We're going to be under 2 minutes, 30 seconds when they snap this ball again. Actually going to be closer, or just at 2 minutes.
Yeah. Play clock at 2:23, play clock at 15, game clock at 2:20, so about 5 seconds away from those differentials with 3rd and 13 coming up and a 21-16 lead for East Webster. A crucial conversion opportunity here for them to keep this drive alive and keep the ball away from Heidelberg and their chances of a comeback. Avent will look to throw, fires far side, high, tipped, and it falls incomplete just out of the hands of Potts, trying to come back inside for that screen and could not make the grab. And now it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, he watches the film. He's going to wish he would have ate that one. That was a dangerous throw out there to the flat. They could have been picked off because it glanced off Potts' hand. So it's a 4th down situation. I think that you're going to be, once again, you're going to bring the offense back out on the field, kind of in that no man's land in the field goal arena.
And Avent had shoe issues. He had to head off. And, of course, you have a capable another guy in Cooper Stidham who comes in. But timeout by East Webster. We'll take it as well.
Timeout East Webster.
You're listening
That's
to
their second
the High
timeout
School
and a half.
Football State Championships Radio.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery, tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
Pick 6 for $19.99 is the perfect meal for 2.
I can't believe we're on a date.
Oh, I'm just here for pick 6.
Imagine what our kids would look like.
I don't want to have kids with you.
6 kids.
6!
Pick 6!
Wait, could we eat here every meal?
Yes.
All right, I'm down. Pick 6 meal for 2 for $19.99.
Back in Starkville, Mississippi, inside our Mississippi Sports Medicine broadcast booth and part of the Farm Families of Mississippi 4th quarter, and it's been a dandy. 2:04 to go to decide this one. A crucial 4th down coming up.
Yeah, very crucial 4th down coming up, and ball's going to be spotted at the near hash mark down here. They're going to have 3 receivers to the top of the formation. Is that Avent coming back in the ball game?
It is.
So you got your more speedy, elusive quarterback coming in. We'll see what they try to get this worked out on this 4th and 13 situation.
The sophomore, big moment here for the Wolverines. trying to keep this drive going and keep the ball out of the Oilers' hands, who are looking for a comeback. Oilers up by 5. Here comes a 4th down play. Avent would step up in the pocket and run, and he gets wrestled. Oh, he escapes, actually. He's got a 1st down and more. 10, 5, goal line, touchdown! What a run by the sophomore! And East Webster may have just iced the game and the championship.
Oh, my goodness. There were 2 Oilers that were right there on his heels. Cameron and also Gilmore were right there to get him. I thought he was going to be short of the 1st down marker, but the elusive quarterback, we talked about that. He continued to run, he continued to fight, and somehow, some way, he makes his way into the end zone.
And for a quarterback who lost his shoe just a while ago, guys, Cinderella, the slipper still fits.
It does fit.
You took the words right out of my mouth, literally, on that Trustmark Bank touchdown, Caleb, as the Atmos Energy extra point goes up and through. A well-used timeout by Coach Price. It got them a big-time touchdown and a 2-score advantage here in Starkville. Back in 30 seconds on the High School Football State Championships Radio Network, presented by Farm Bureau.
Delicious, savory barbecue doesn't happen by accident, and great wings don't happen by accident either. Whether you're heating up the smoker or firing up the grill, the award-winning crafted in Mississippi finishing sauces and marinades of the Oxford Falls makes every meal a masterpiece and every bite unforgettable. The Oxford Falls helps make every mouth-watering meal one to remember. Shop now at theoxfordfalls.com and get free shipping on orders over $100.
Oh, good.
So let me get these updated, and I'll.
Back in Starkville, Mississippi, ready for the kickoff. A 28-16 advantage. As we take a look at the APAC Mississippi scoring summary, it was a 6-play, 55-yard drive capped off by Avent's touchdown run of 28 yards. And they up 2:35 off the clock and may have just iced this game for the Wolverines. East Webster will kick it away. Gaskin will send this one right to the up back at the 48. And that's where they will start their next possession. 1:53 to go, though. Not a lot of time left here for
and I don't really like doing the squib kick, only going 10 yards, and you're giving a very explosive Chase Craft the football at midfield. Kick that son of a gun deep and make them work. I mean, you giving them half the field here. I realize that you're up 28-16 with 1:53 to go, but make them work. Don't give them anything easy, because they might burn you on this.
What a job by Avent. I mean, that sophomore had himself a game. Threw 6 passes, 3 of them went for touchdowns, and then the longest run of the night was a 28-yard scamper on a 4th down and 13, and he goes for a touchdown to ice the game potentially as the defense stays alive on a batted ball down at the line of scrimmage on the pass from Kraft, knocked down again by Cork.
Man, Prentice Cork, I mean, Avent's probably your player of the game altogether, but Prentice Cork has to be given at least a glance over there for what he's done. He's had a phenomenal ball game tonight.
11 tackles for those solo, 2.5 tackles for loss, a sack and a half, and now 2 pass breakups and a forced fumble. Just a night at the office for him. 4 receivers to the near side, 1 at the top of the formation for, again, the Oilers, and Kraft goes down in the backfield. Here come the Wolverines on the prowl.
That's the big boy, Hayden Graham, the nose guard. We've talked about him all night.
Timeout Heidelberg.
He's done the dirty work. He's plugged up that middle.
Half.
Now he was able to finally break through as that offensive line is getting fatigued and get his first sack of the night.
You had Luke Nelson was right there, and Graham's like, no, I got this. No worries. So, wow, what a job. With 95 seconds to go, they burned their second timeout. They got 1 more timeout remaining here in the Farm Families of Mississippi 4th and final quarter. Caleb's going to catch up with the player of the game coming up in just a little bit as well. Don't forget about that. T3 Global Project, since its inception in 2011, T3 Global Projects LLC has been providing quality sports servicing construction projects throughout the southern U.S., Caribbean, and Central America. For more about T3 Global's entire portfolio and services, visit t3globalprojects.com. So Caleb, it's probably already kind of maybe a decided thing here. I don't know, but we'll figure out who he interviews. It'll be the genuine Mississippi player of the game coming up in just a few. Don't forget to stick around for the Wendy's post-game show. Breck will have a lot of fun highlights on this one. You got to make sure you fit in Caleb's the slipper still fits though. That was.
I stole that from Gus Johnson. I can't take credit.
Yeah, but you delivered it better than he did.
Yeah, absolutely.
95 seconds to go. Kraft after the timeout fires over the middle. Going to be caught, but shy the first down, looking to get out of bounds, but not realizing maybe I needed to get the first down too. Before that was Graves. He's going to be shy now. It's a 4th down. You have to convert here.
Yeah, Graves at least did a good job of getting a lot of the yards back. They're going to be in plus territory at the 48-yard line. Now you've got a 4th down situation, 4th, and they're going to call it 7. And this is the ball game for Heidelberg.
Yep, they got to convert here. They only have 1 timeout left, too. Kraft to pass, near side, dumps it off, looking for the first down. They got it, and it is a conversion across the 35. Still on his feet down to the 31 is Gavin, finally brought down by a trio of Wolverines.
Yeah, Latham Gavin, he fought, continuing to fight. Now it looks like there is a
flag down, too, and a player down.
They're going to call a face mask, I believe, on East Webster.
Yeah, there were 3 tacklers all in the vicinity, bringing him down hard.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense. 15-yard penalty. Results in first down.
And here we go. We are not done with this ball game yet. It's one of the reasons why I do not like seeing squib kicks given on midfield. I realize there's been sacks on the play, but you could have kicked them deep and make them actually work for this. Now they're down inside the 15-yard line with 1:18 to go.
And Mr. Football's got the ball in his hands for 2A. And Chase Kraft, the junior, tonight 20 out of 25 for 220 yards, takes the first down snap, looks over his options. Here comes the pressure. He escapes the pressure, rolls to his left now, looks into the end zone, fires it, and it's intercepted in the end zone. And this one just might be done. Oh my, Mr. Potts, have yourself a day.
Well, he's caught it on both sides of the ball. Chase Kraft had a guy wide open in the end zone running across the middle, but he had to throw back across his body and was not able to get enough mustard on that pass, and it fell just a little short. But give Potts all the credit in the world. He has had a phenomenal night on both sides of the ball for these Wolverines.
He had 7 catches for 191 yards a while ago. Hasn't caught a ball in a while until now, but he caught it on defense.
That was a wonderful game. They're going to say he went out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
That's okay. Those 2 kneel downs won't take up much room to do that.
Might see a quarterback sneak here to get him a little extra real estate on this play right here. We'll see what Coach Price has up his sleeve.
1:09 to go. Setting up the Environment Masters' last first down of the night. And it'll be the victory formation for the Wolverines. The first one goes to Stidham. Definitely a tip of the cap to the senior for the job he's done in this dual quarterback system.
Prior to the snap, delay a game, offense.
Oh, my goodness.
Half the distance to the goal. Remains first down.
Oh,
now,
my goodness.
You're back at the 2.5-yard line. You're going to have to run a play here.
How do you get a delay on a turnover a turnover like that?
Oh, my goodness. You have to run a play here. You're not going to have enough real estate to take a knee.
Yeah, they may have to push the pile forward or just go straight down. I mean, this is going to be literally a kneel down at the 1.5-1-yard line, and there it is.
This is dangerous.
Center falls forward just to make sure of the kneel down. That's the first of what will at least need to be 1 more or 2 more kneel downs. Well, one more. Sorry, 1 more. The play clock is at 30 seconds. Game clock's at 52 seconds and counting, so they can get it underneath 40, kneel down 1 more time, and secure the first ever state championship in East Webster history.
I think Heidelberg does have 1 timeout left.
They could call it if they want to. Won't do any good. So he says just hold it. Now you can snap it here when it matters the most. Here's that last victory formation, and another flag is not a delay here.
Illegal substitution against Heidelberg. I think 12 men on the field.
Yep, there are 12 out there. 12 on the field right now. You pegged it. It's the only other reason a back judge would throw a flag.
Absolutely, when you have 3 seconds left on the play
Illegal
clock.
substitution. Defense. 12 players. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Now you got enough room.
Yeah, that makes the kneel down a whole lot easier now.
Yeah.
It's ring season.
Just trying to help them out. That's
As
all.
the Wolverines are pointing on the Jumbotron at their fingers. Here comes the very last snap of this one in victory formation. Now that Stidham is saying he wants somebody else out there. Maybe. I don't know what he's pointing at, but They don't have to snap it now. They don't have to snap it at all. There it is.
Oh, they're trying to get one of their linemen out there that.
He's got 13 seconds. He's got to hurry. Maybe this must have been an injured player that is unable to participate, trying to get all the way out there. He's going to hurry.
That's Ashton McClendon, guys. They're trying.
They got him there, and he will get a chance to say, I took a snap at the championship game. And there it is. Wow, what a moment to secure the first ever state championship in school history. They've been here the third time is literally the charm as East Webster secures a 14-1 season and a state championship with a 28-16 victory over the Heidelberg Oilers, denying them back-to-back titles.
You know, I hate to call upset because both teams were worthy to be here, but based off of what we've seen from Heidelberg this year, how they've played, this is an upset. But for Coach Ron Price, very proud of them. They're a team all season that I've been very high on, and a lot of people have been high on, and they came out here tonight and they played their hearts out. It was a beautiful game plan on defense. They did exactly what they needed to do on offense. And the boys from not too far from over here on Highway 82, they're going to be getting them some rings.
Hey, Vince, so the first guy out of there congratulating the Oilers for a well-played contest out there, high-fiving Kraft and all the others. He started the handshake line as the entire Oilers squad was already huddled up and talking to their coach. And they're like, wait a minute, we still need to go through the handshake line. So they will do that now. And then Caleb, as soon as he can, is going to grab our Genuine Mississippi Player of the Game. Grown, raised, crafted, made. Genuine Mississippi online at genuinems.com. So stick around for that conversation with Caleb here in just a moment. He's going to catch up with our Player of the Game. And while we wait on him, are there any other things on our Cherokee Brick stat tracker that really jump off the page at you?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, you know, you look down this list here. Heidelberg 2 of 10 on third down, for third down, and then 2 of 5 on fourth down. They had 341 yards, only 220 yards passing, 121 yards rushing. But the whole Chase Craft to 220 yards passing, it just tells you the type of performance and the game plan that we saw from Ron Price tonight. This was a very impressive game by East Webster.
Let's go down to Caleb. He's got the Player of the Game. Go ahead, Caleb.
All right, guys, was it any surprise it would be Cross Avon in today's game? Cross, you accounted for all 4 touchdowns, 3 through the air, 1 on the ground. Walk me through this one. How did y'all get this one done to defeat the Heidelberg Oilers?
I mean, we were voted against, we were picked against all year. It's Heidelberg this, Heidelberg that, which, no disrespect to them, they're a heck of a football team. Heck of a football team. But we used that as motivation all year, and we took it down. We came to play today.
You get East Webster's first state title in program history. How does that feel to get your name immortalized in history books and articles for time to come? This is special.
Oh, man, I'm sorry. It's amazing. And my seniors, my group of seniors, we got 18 seniors. My other quarterback right here.
Somebody don't give this man a D1 offer right now. This dude could play in the SEC, I swear.
Wouldn't have been able to do it without him. My quarterback right here wouldn't have been able to do it without him. Nothing.
Congratulations, you're a state champion.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
That's Cooper. Well, that was Cross Avon, but also joining us over there, Cooper Stidham.
That's awesome. Well done, Caleb. That was a fantastic moment for sure. We're going to take a timeout and come back and wrap things up here. And we'll take a 3-minute break down the line. You're listening to the 2A High School Football State Championship Radio Network presented by Farm Bureau.
Genuine Mississippi, grown and raised and crafted, made. Genuine Mississippi.
Never settle when building or remodeling your home. You may think you can't afford brick, but you can. For less than $1 a day, you can own a full brick home. The money you save on painting, heating, and cooling costs, along with lower insurance, will put money back in your pocket. Go to CherokeeBrick.com to see how affordable brick really is. Spend less, save more on the look you want. Cherokee Brick. Life's just better with brick.
What started in 1847 with asphalt paving experiments, over 175 years later has grown into an industry-leading transportation construction company and materials provider. Our operations span across multiple states, which include asphalt plants, construction crews, sand and gravel operations, stone yards, a limestone quarry, as well as river unload facilities.
job calls for contractor-grade industrial supplies, start where the pros go. Ace Bolt and Screw. We've got fasteners for every job. Bolts, screws, anchors, and more, built to handle the toughest work. No waiting, no guesswork. Just the right tools and fasteners right when you need it. And when you've got questions, our friendly, knowledgeable staff is always here to help. Ace Bolt and Screw. Your project, our industrial supplies. Get it done right.
Hey, it's me, Gus the Gopher for Atmos Energy. I dig all around the yard. Occasionally, I bump into a utility line and get a headache. But if you hit one with your shovel, backhoe, or ditch digger, you could cause a gas leak, disrupt service, or worse. So call 811 at least 3 business days before you or someone else digs in your yard to have those underground utility-owned lines marked. It's free and it's the law. You dig what I'm saying? For more on safe digging, visit atmosenergy.com/811.
Or is it something different?
It's different.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well, they gave. Welcome back to Starkville, Mississippi, Davis Wade Stadium, as the MVP from the BSN Sports fellas actually went, and you could have given it to 2 or 3 different guys. So Kendrick Potts, another good decision. That's who they gave it to, with a couple of touchdown catches, almost 200 yards receiving, and he had the interception to seal the game for East Webster on defense. Just a well-played game by both sides. You saw offense in the first half reign. You saw defense rule in the second half, and who knew that last score, or that first score, 12, 13 seconds into, or maybe 18 seconds into the third quarter would be the last time we'd see a team cross in the end zone?
Both of these coaching staffs did a great job. East Webster just did a little bit better. And, you heard the player of the game, Cross Averitt, what he had said. He said all season, all everybody talked about was Heidelberg. And he's correct. Everybody talked about Heidelberg at the rate of how they were winning ball games. But this is an East Webster team. Ron Price, earlier in the season, I saw what they did to Nanawaya, and, people started paying attention. And then this is a good ball club, and they came in and they were motivated and they were ready to go. And it's kind of like what we saw at Warren Central last night. Warren Central, no one gave them an opportunity, and what they do, they just came in here and took what was theirs, and that's what we see here tonight from East Webster. Very proud of Ron Price and his Wolverines.
We're now in the Wendy's postgame show. Wendy's is now Tendy's, serving new chicken tenders in addition to their traditional fare of old-fashioned burgers, fries, salads, and more. Complete menu and online ordering available in the Wendy's app. Anxious to try those new Wendy's Tendies. I haven't had a chance to get by there yet.
Me either.
It is my favorite burger joint, though, of the fast food joints. The Baconator is my favorite. I mean, you just can't go wrong when you add bacon to a burger.
No, you can't go wrong when you add bacon to anything.
Also very true.
Yeah.
The trophy has now been presented, which means we're just moments away from getting an interview with the winning head coach, Coach Ron Price. And Caleb Hamill will have him in just a few moments. We'll send it down to him.
I've got him right now, guys.
Go ahead, Caleb.
This is just an incredible scene for everybody in support of this East Webster community. Walk me through how it happened.
East Webster, we're celebrating our 40th year this year of East Webster football. I challenged our kids back on June the 3rd when we started summer workouts. Be the best team the school's ever seen. Look right there, they're holding the goal football. They're the best team the school's ever seen. No questions asked tonight.
How early were you able to tell here in this 2025 season that they had what it took to make this happen?
We have 18 unbelievable seniors. They've led us all year, and I'm so thankful for these kids.
They're handing you the goal ball right now. What does it mean? I think we're done here, guys.
Sounds like a good place to close it out. Thank you, Caleb. We appreciate your hard work down in the field. Come on back and get some warmth on you, as you'll be trading spots with Brandon, and he'll get to chill down on the sidelines. Have some fun with this one. It's going to be a lot of fun next up.
It's going to be great.
Ben Ingram on the call, along with Jake Wimberly. Jared Schatz will all be hanging up here in the booth. But again, a huge thank you to the entire crew. Javid Chapman producing in the MPB studios, and of course Wild Bill and Gary back in the studios, and to Beaver earlier for all of the work they've done. Last time I'll be on the air, so thank you to Jared and to Caleb and to Jake for all the work they do behind the scenes to make this whole thing possible, and to the podcast guys. All just a tremendous weekend of coverage. One more game to go as we take our final 3-minute timeout and hand things over to Breck Riley next. You're listening to the High School Football State Championships Radio Network, presented by Farm Bureau.
From our view on this farm, Food security is national security. Our nation must have a sustainable food source. Keeping the supply chain moving and food on our grocery store shelves by growing the cleanest food in the world.
We're only one of thousands, but we are united as one to grow the food, fiber, and shelter you need every day because Mississippi needs us. Mississippi needs farmers, the farm families of Mississippi.
When your AC goes out, your sink leaks, or your breakers are tripping, you need help fast from someone you can trust. That's why we work hard to have the fastest service times and the most knowledgeable technicians in Central Mississippi. Our promise to you, at your door in under 24. So don't wait days for others to show up. Call Environment Masters for hassle-free plumbing, electrical, and AC. At your door in under 24. Because it's not cool to make you wait.
Pick 6 for $19.99 is the perfect meal for 2.
I can't believe we're on a date.
Oh, I'm just here for pick 6.
Imagine what our kids would look like.
I don't want to have kids with you.
6 kids.
6!
Pick 6!
Wait, could we eat here every meal?
Yes.
All right, I'm down. Pick 6 meal for 2 for $19.99.
She had a good coach that pointed her in the right direction, and we were able to get to her quick enough, and she's young and healthy enough that she's going to have a great outcome.
I would say the biggest difference is just how Dr. Moss explained everything. I went into my second surgery knowing exactly what after surgery was going to look like, what during surgery was going to look like, and it just made me feel a lot more comfortable and confident with my outcome.
Genuine Mississippi, grown and raised and crafted, made genuine Mississippi.
Your home is where your memories live, where you laugh, and where you love. We understand the importance of the valuables under your roof, tangible and intangible alike. So no matter what's around the corner, we'll be there, offering you and your family the support that's made Farm Bureau Insurance a trusted name for over 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again. When I get it, there's no hesitation.
We don't need the open. We don't need the open. We don't need the open. It should just be a. Yeah. I was trying to tell him. Oh, I got you. Yeah, I got you. Oh, I get it. Oh, I've said it a few times. Yeah, I've said it. We're not supposed to have the open.
Oh, and welcome into the Wendy's Tailgate Show here from Davis Wade Stadium on the campus of Mississippi State University. We're not quite ready for the 7A state championship. Not just yet. Yeah, not quite yet. So it's all right. We're going to recap the games that we've had already today. But, sometimes it's cold. Equipment likes to, do things on its own. Technical difficulties. You've heard that term plenty of times watching or listening to radio broadcasts or anything of the sort. So it's all right. But, yeah, not quite the 7A championship game. I can tell you when it's going to kick, though, at 8:07 because the PA here at Davis Wade Stadium just told us it was going to kick at 8:07. So we're going to have a good time with you for the next little bit over an hour here on the Wendy's Tailgate Show. Breck, Riley, and I think we might have a few guests scheduled to come in and hang out with us before we wrap up this fun weekend of high school football action here from Davis Wade Stadium. We're in the cold Mississippi Sports Medicine broadcast booth. We had some good weather today. The sun finally came out, and we had some nice weather. But since the sun's gone down, it's back to being very, very cold. For Tupelo might be used to it. I don't know about the guys from Gulfport. Doesn't get all that cold down there in Gulfport, Mississippi. And they're used to that, that beach type weather. So we'll see how the Admirals handle it. But we got to go back and recap that ball game that we just had as East Webster won the school's very first state championship 28-16 over Heidelberg. They hoist the gold ball for 2A. And it was a great ball game as Heidelberg was trying to go back-to-back. They were the odds-on favorite coming into this game. Everyone thought that, maybe the biggest underdog of the weekend was. People were thinking either East Webster or Brookhaven, and both of those teams, they said, we'll show you who's an underdog. We'll just go win the whole thing, and that's exactly what they did. But we'll go back and we'll recap what happened on the scoring drive with our 8-pack Mississippi scoring drive for East Webster. It started off like everyone thought it would as Heidelberg got on the board first with a 14-yard touchdown rush by Diamond Gavin with it was 6 plays, 52 yards, 3 minutes and 7 seconds on the clock at the 8:53 mark, and it capped off with a 14-yard touchdown run. It sounded like this on the State Championships Radio Network with Bryan Eubank.
Hand it off again and getting the first down, spinning at the 5-yard line, at the goal line, touchdown! Gavin with the score for the Oilers.
So East Webster wouldn't waste any time, though. They would come back and cut into the lead. Well, I should say we should note that the 2-point conversion was good, so that made it 8-0. But East Webster comes back at the 2:20 mark of the first quarter. Cross event hooks up with LaKendrick Potts on a 42-yard screen pass. PAT was good. That made it 8-7.
Now an underneath route on that little quick screen to Potts. Potts is in the open space to the 25-20, down to the 15, 10, 5, foot race, touchdown, Potts. What an answer for East Webster.
So that made it 8-7. That's all the scoring that happened in the first quarter. Getting into the second quarter, it just took 55 seconds off that second quarter clock for the East Webster Wolverines to get on the board. Avent had another long touchdown pass. This time it was to LaMarcus McMurray, 25 yards. The PAT was good, and that made it 14-8 East Webster.
Avent back in at quarterback. He fires it right down the seam, and he has a wide open target for a big-time Wolverine touchdown. That's going to be LaMarcus McCurry. What?
So 14-8, but Heidelberg, right before the end of the first half, they would come back in and get on the board and reclaim the lead. Chase Kraft with a 1-yard touchdown run. That capped off a 9-play, 49-yard drive. It took 3 minutes and 6 seconds off the clock, and the 2-point conversion was good. So at the half, Heidelberg led 16-14.
Oilers go quickly again on the snap. Again, Kraft will walk it in for 6.
But that's all the scoring that Heidelberg would do, because it was all East Webster there in the second half, there in the third quarter at the 11:42 mark. I mean, right down the field, just 2 plays into the third quarter. In just 13 seconds, they go 56 yards. Once again, Eubank hooks up with his pal Kendrick Potts on a 56-yard touchdown pass. The PAT was good, and East Webster went back ahead 21-16.
Clean snap, clean pocket, fires far side, looks for one-on-one coverage with Potts, makes the grab, and he is gone. Touchdown right out of the gates for the Wolverines. What a strike from 50. Clean snap.
So 21-16, and no scoring would happen again until the fourth quarter. This was a stalemate, back and forth affair, who was going to break through. But at the 1:53 mark of the fourth quarter, it was Eubank with a 28-yard rush. It ended a 6-play, 55-yard drive in 2 minutes and 35 seconds, and it was the final score that East Webster needed to pull away. After this, they would go up 28-16 as the PAT was good.
Here comes a 4th down play. Eubank will step up in the pocket and run, and he gets wrestled. Oh, he escapes, actually. He's got a 1st down and more. 10-5, goal line, touchdown! What a run by the sophomore.
So that was the final score, but Heidelberg, of course, not going to go away very quickly, as they were still fighting, trying to get into the lead. But it was Kendrick Potts. He had a great game. He caught 2 touchdown passes, but the biggest catch that he probably made was this one on defense, as he intercepted the ball with under a minute remaining to seal the victory for East Webster.
Chase Kraft, the junior, tonight 20 out of 25 for 220 yards, takes the 1st down snap, looks over his options. Here comes the pressure. He escapes the pressure, rolls to his left now, looks into the end zone, fires it, and it's intercepted in the end zone, and this one just might be done. Oh my, Mr. Potts.
So that was the C Spire call of the game from Bryan Eubank. With C Spire, you've got all the technology you need for connected living, fiber fast home internet, ultra-secure Wi-Fi, and nationwide 5G wireless you can count on at cspire.com. C-Spire, customer inspired. So that's what it looked like, and I should say what it sounded like, right? Because we're here on the State Championships radio network. We're going to continue with the Wendy's tailgate show. When we come back, we will go into our stats. We'll take a look at the Cherokee Brick stat tracker. But we will step aside for 3 minutes. You're listening to the State Championships Radio Network, presented by Farm Bureau.